program. Holland Dillick and Dylan Sampson breaks in the free, puts it in fifth gear.
It's time for high school football. I'm Jeff Porsche, welcoming you to Griffin Field in Geismar for tonight's EATEL game of the week between the East Ascension Spartans and the Dutchtown Griffins. Before we talk about tonight's district game and EA's homecoming, we're going to send it to Jeremy Terrio with EATEL, who is standing by with Monica Arnold, and they will share with us some exciting news about EATEL's Classroom Grants program, the Reach a Kid, Teach a Kid program.
Thanks, Jeff. So, again, we are here tonight for the EATEL Game of the Week. We're actually on the field. It's a little different tonight because it's East Ascension's homecoming at Dutchtown. So, it's a little switcheroo. So, we're going to keep that switcheroo going. And I'm actually going to interview Monica tonight. So, Monica, tell us a little bit about EATEL's Reach a Kid, Teach a Kid program.
Yes, the Reach a Kid, Teach a Kid program is a program that we give out 10 $500 grants to Ascension Parish teachers, both public and private schools.
So, that's great. I mean, $500 can go a long way in a classroom these days. So, Monica, how long has EATEL been doing this program?
20 plus years.
So 20 plus years, and I'm not a mathematician, but that's 20 years, $5,000, so that's over $100,000 that EATEL has given to the community. That's a lot of money. So, Monica, tell us a little bit about some of the programs that we have funded in the past.
Yes, we've had so many different programs. I mean, it's a variety from kindergarten on up to high school seniors. It goes from STEM programs, your sciences, your maths, buying different types of programs for the kids to put in their hands, literally. And then they have your gardening, your robotics, all kinds of things.
So yeah, I've actually been lucky enough to look over some of these applications, and I mean, robotics, coding, that's a big thing. I mean, I really wish they would have taught that stuff to us when we were kids, right? So Monica, tell us, how can teachers apply for this program?
Well, they have until November 3rd to do so, but they just go to our website, EATEL/ReachAKid, Teach a Kid.
So EATEL.com/ReachAKid, right? Okay, and so November 3rd. So you got any advice for some of the teachers out there who are thinking about this program?
Just be creative, have some fun with it, and be descriptive. We want to know, what you have in mind, what you're going to do with it, and how the students will get something out of it.
So yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of science, technology, engineering, math. A lot of kids are learning how to edit these days. So just be descriptive. Everybody wants an iPad or iPads for their class, but just, give us a little bit of description. And so that is about it. So Monica, anything else you want to share?
I just can't wait to see what comes in. These applications, it's always exciting to see what ideas our teachers in Ascension Parish have to offer.
That's right. So teachers, we're looking forward to getting some innovative applications from you guys. And that's it from us down here on Griffin Field. And just stay tuned for the EATEL Game of the Week.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at RossDowningHammond.com, RossDowningGonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
I'll be the one to change our history of diabetes.
I'll live a healthy life.
If you believe in me, I'll know my worth is more than face value.
I'll be stronger than a weak heart. I'll know 68 pounds carries weight in this world.
If you believe in me,
I'll believe in myself.
Belief in our children can change their future. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health.
The Title Law Firm has been fighting for our clients to get their best recovery for over 20 years. And now that tradition will continue to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Rick Tata, the newest member of the Title Law Firm.
We understand that it can be frustrating dealing with your claim.
So we're here to help you get what you deserve. If you're seriously injured in an accident, call the Title Law Firm today.
We're not just a face on an ad.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
And we're back here at Griffin Field, homecoming for East Ascension. They'll be taking on Dutchtown on their field, and I'll be joined by Coach Swacker in a minute. But right now, we're going to take it to the field as the Hall of Fame inductees are going to be introduced right now. So we'll take it to the field and we'll listen to all those people being introduced.
Substantial time and money to East Ascension. EA is extremely appreciative of the efforts and contributions given to our school by these inductees and those who have been inducted before them into our Wall of Fame. The first of our Wall of Fame inductees tonight are Mr. Manuel and Mrs. Clara Daigle. Mr. and Mrs. Daigle were married in 1960 and were longtime residents of the Gonzales area and became season ticket holders for football games as early as 1966. They started just as local spectators long before their 4 children attended our school. They felt it was a way to support their local community in addition to enjoying the games. All 4 of their children attended East Ascension High. Jarrett, graduating in 1986, JP in 1990, Jody in 1991, and Jana in 1995. With their children immersed in campus life, Mr. and Mrs. Daigle became involved in the EA Booster Club and were members for over 15 years. They not only supported our athletic programs, but were seen volunteering to help our choir, drama club, and cheerleaders as well. They attended weekly Booster Club meetings on Monday nights and helped with everything from working the ticket booths, cooking for our athletes, assisting with banquets, and attending performances and concerts. Their children proclaim that they made lifelong friends with their associations in EA. Their 4 children proudly join us tonight to receive their parent award as Mr. Manuel passed away in 2009. And Miss Clara still resides in Gonzales, but was unable to attend tonight's festivities. East Ascension wants to thank you for your family's many years of service and contributions to our school. We appreciate you always being in the stands rooting for our Spartans. Next is Mr. Cherry Eli. Congratulations to Mr. Eli for the honor of being inducted into our school's Wall of Fame. Born and raised in Alexandria, Louisiana, as a middle child of 21 siblings. Mr. Eli began his teaching career when Coach Joe Clark hired him to be a part of the EA faculty and coaching staff after graduating from Southern University. Coach Eli says, "I chose to devote myself to East Ascension because it gave me the opportunity to teach young people right from wrong and to help mold them to be better people for themselves and for the community they would eventually serve." During his 25-year tenure at EA, Mr. Eli taught PE and coached football, basketball, baseball, and football. In 1990, he transitioned to serving as an assistant principal. In 2000, EA felt the loss when Jerry was named the principal of Ascension Parish Alternative School, where he eventually retired in 2015. Mr. Eli has been married to Miss Beverly for 37 years and is the proud father of Cedric and Jamila, who are all proud Spartan alumni. His source of great joy these days are his grandchildren, Damon and Braylon. EA would like to tell Mr. Jerry Eli thank you for your many years of service and contributions to our school. We appreciate your always fighting for our Spartans. We love seeing you in our gym and stadium still to this day, rooting us on to victory. Thank you, Mr. Eli. Now for the graduates of East Ascension who are being honored for their athletic achievements by being elected into our school's Hall of Fame. These individuals were chosen based on one or many of the following criteria: earning All-State or All-American status in high school and or playing a sport on the collegiate or professional level. Our first inductee, Mr. Jody Fife. Congratulations on being inducted into your alma mater's Hall of Fame. Jody is a 1988 graduate of East Ascension High School. His accomplishments as a student at EA included being a 3-year letterman in baseball, being named All-District in both his junior and senior year as one of the most dominant pitchers in our local area at the time. He was a prominent reason that our school made long runs in the playoffs, including the state runner-up title earned in 1986. While he wore the yellow and blue of EA, as he also contributed as a shortstop, third baseman, and outfielder. He was also our starting quarterback for 3 seasons and led our Spartans to playoff runs all 3 years, which led to quarterfinal appearances twice. His exploits on the diamond led to his receiving a scholarship offer from Southeastern. At SLU, he excelled and became part of the starting rotation all 4 seasons. In 1992, he helped to lead SLU to the Trans-America Athletic Conference Championship and to the NCAA Division I Regionals against Arizona. This was the first time Southeastern had been to the regionals since the 1960s. We are really excited to have Jody join the ranks of our Hall of Fame, as his late father, Sterling Joe Fife, was inducted into our Hall of Fame in 2009. We are sad that Mr. Joe is not here to see this tonight, but Jody says he knows his dad is up there in heaven, as proud as can be, wearing blue and yellow. Jody is married to Kathy Allen Fife, and they have 2 sons, Logan and Parker. He also is the proud papa to 3-year-old Brant Fife. He is extremely proud to be inducted into his alma mater Hall of Fame and hopes that EA continues to grow and produce young men and women of character who will become leaders in our community. When asked his most fond memory of high school, he responded that they were all the baseball and football games played against our arch rival Sanama. He said that these were special due to so many friends and family members joining the huge crowds to cheer on our Spartans and the intense competition that spilled out onto the playing fields. Congrats, Jody, on your induction, and thank you for your family's devotion to East Ascension over the years. Next is a graduate of the class of 1971, Mr. Lloyd Pinky Landry. He was the first athlete from East Ascension High School's football program to be named to the All-State team. In 1970, he was chosen as the left guard, second team All-Media, and coaches of our state. Mr. Landry states, "I was not the biggest, strongest, or fastest player on the team, but I tried to give 100% on every play." Mr. Landry says he feels privileged to have his name among the great athletes that have worn the uniforms of East Ascension High School. He says that the 2 things he is most proud of while playing for EA are his 5 offensive line teammates on the 1970 EA team, which lead the district in rushing yards gained, and the fact that he has also had no penalties that year. Pinky has been married since 1979 to Miss Stephanie, and they are the proud parents of Dustin and Christopher, who are both graduates of LSU. Both he and his wife retired from the valve repair industry after 40 years of service. Congratulations to Mr. Pinky for his being named into our Spartan Hall of Fame. Next is a 1989 graduate of East Ascension High School, Mr. Scott Murphy. He started on the football field as a shot putter and discus thrower for our track and field team. He was an all-district linebacker, defensive end, both his junior and senior years, and earned the state runner-up spot for the 5A discus event his senior year. He said he proudly held our school's discus record for 32 years until this past spring. His exploits on the football field segued into a football scholarship to Northwestern State University, where he was a 2-year letterman for the Demons. There, Scott earned a degree in electronic engineering technology and has worked in the petrochemical industry since 1994, and currently is the senior production specialist over 2 units at Shell Geismar. Mr. Murphy is married to his best friend, Ellen Marie, and they have 2 daughters, Keisha Marie and Angela Renee. They reside in Baton Rouge and are members of St. Thomas More Catholic Church, and most enjoy the outdoors and spending time with their loved ones. Scott attributes his life's success to the focus and work ethic instilled in him and his siblings by his love and supportive parents, Eddie and Glenda Murphy. Congratulations, Mr. Scott Murphy, for your induction into the realm of the best athletes to ever play with East Ascension stitched across their chests. We are proud of you and thank your family for their devotion to our school over the years. Our final inductee tonight is Mr. Anthony Tyrone Smith, Senior. Tony was a member of the class of 1983 at East Ascension High School, where he excelled in baseball and football. Mr. Smith was a 3-year letterman in both sports and was named first-team All-District in both baseball and football in his junior and senior years, as well as honorable mention All-State. His domination on the diamond and football field led to his being taken in the 24th round of the amateur baseball draft in 1983 by the Chicago Cubs, and being offered a scholarship to the University of Southwestern University, now ULL. Mr. Smith eventually transferred to Alcorn State and lettered there all 4 years and was named to the All-SWAC first team his freshman year. He has proudly been married to Miss Francina Smith for 27 years. They take great pride in their children, who are all Spartan graduates: Oriel, class of '09, Anthony Jr., class of 2013, and Jada, class of 2016, and the homecoming queen of 2015. Mr. and Mrs. Smith are also the proud grandparents to Jackson Cruz Alexander. Thank you, Mr. Anthony Smith, for being a great representation daily of what it means to be a true EA Spartan. We are happy to have the chance to honor you with this induction. Now we would like to honor 3 families that have supported EA for over 4 decades. These longtime ticket holders include the DeLatte family. Mr. Ralph and Ms. Marlene DeLatte have been season ticket holders since 1983. They love being EA Spartans and have stayed involved in our school's programs for over 40 years now. Their 3 children all graduated from EA. Kim, Chaz, and Ralph Jr., who served as our Spartan mascot back in the day, and now is an integral member of our Spartan Booster Club. The DeLattes have had Spartan wrestlers, band members, baseball players, and Spartanettes all among their ranks. They have had 6 of their 8 grandchildren to either graduate from our school or will be future Spartans. And they try not to hold anything against their other 2 Gator grandsons. Thank you, Mr. Ralph and Mrs. Marlene, for being true blue Spartans and for all of your support throughout the years. Our next family, the Landrys. Mr. Bill Landry and his family are our next honorees to receive the Longtime Ticket Holder Award. Mr. Landry actually grew up across the street from Spartan Stadium and says he cannot imagine being anywhere else but Spartan Stadium or cheering on the Spartans on a Friday night in the fall. He is a 1971 graduate of EA and continued to be a part of the program while serving first as a police officer within the Gonzales Police Department and then as a chief of police. He and his wife Amy have purchased season tickets since 1978. Their family includes 2 children, Aaron and Brad, and their 3 grandchildren, and according to Mr. Landry, they are all solid EA fans. Mr. Landry does not only support our football program, but is in regular attendance at our basketball and baseball games as well. He said that he is deeply honored to be recognized as a true Blue Spartan fan and is proud to be a graduate of our school. Thank you so much, Chief Landry, for your die-hard support of EA. We appreciate your commitment to our school. And finally, the Marshall family has been an integral part of East Ascension High School for over 50 years. Starting with the role of their mother and father, Dalton and Lily, the family have sent their children and grandchildren through the halls of our school with at least 1 child attending EA from 1966 to 1992. and currently having grandchildren still walking the halls of our campus. EA would like to thank the Marchands for bleeding blue and yellow. This is evident in that 3 of them, Dalton, Stump, and Luke, are already inducted into our Wall of Fame. The Marchands have been attending sporting events since 1966 and are true blue Spartans through and through. Mr. Dalton and Mrs. Lilly were the original founders of the Spartan Gator Shoutout in that Stanley parking lot and proudly served Spartan athletes breakfast on game days for years while they owned and operated Dalton's restaurant. Their family tradition lives on this year in that Kaysen serves as one of the captains of our Yell leaders and our Too Much Blue crew. A special thanks to the Marchand family for being so supportive of East Ascension for all these many years. You are the original Too Much Blue crew. This concludes our induction ceremony for tonight. Thank you to each and every one of our inductees and longtime ticket holders. We appreciate all that you have done.
And we are back, and Jeff Porsche and Coach Swack out here as we see the new members of the Hall of Fame and Wall of Fame at East Ascension High School. And we're going to have the band come out and perform in just a moment while they clear the field. But it's good to have you back here for a big homecoming game tonight between EA and Dutchtown, Coach.
There's no doubt, Jeff. And I tell you what, I just been a part of this community since 1985, and more or less the Santa Ma community. But, you know, back in the day, Santa Ma and East Ascension were all together and stuff like this. And so it is really neat to see the traditions that East Ascension holds to the community, families that support them, in their Wall of Fame. You know, Manuel and Claire Dago and Jerry Eli, a longtime coach, and then you have the inductees, Jody Fife. I know all about him. 3 years as a starter when I first got to Santa Ma, and just crushed us. Lloyd Pinky Landry, don't know him personally, but he's an offensive lineman, and I love those guys and how he credited all of his fellow offensive linemen for the success they had. Scott Murphy and Tony Smith and the 3 families, the Ladd family, Ralph and Marlene, the Landry family, Bill and Amy. And what can you say about the Marchand family? They probably have fed thousands of people in the Gonzales area over the years and helped out East Ascension in so many different ways. I guess now we're going to hear the band
They're going to do what's normally their halftime show, because the halftime activities will involve the introduction of the court and the crowning of the queen. So they will do their pregame show and lead the national anthem.
Jeff, what you got really going on here is a lot of activity, and then in between it they have this thing called a football game.
Yeah.
That's going to be involved on this artificial turf right here. And so it is unreal of all the activities that and I can only imagine how many people put this thing together. Some of the families you saw out there, you saw somebody wiping the tears out of their eyes. East Ascension is a powerful thing in this community for a lot of people.
And here comes the visiting Griffins. Kind of unusual to say here at Griffin Field, but Dutchtown heads out to the field before the band will do their performance. So in just a moment we will hear from the East Ascension band as they set up. And I guess we're a few minutes from game time, so we'll probably just have the national anthem, as we're not going to have a performance from the band, but we will stand by to listen to them as the Spartans are getting ready to head out to the field as well.
It is really a crazy thing, but a neat thing, for our community. I truly believe that. And, you have some Dutchtown guys, players and coaches saying, I've never been on this sideline before. I know when I left Santa Ma, I went to Galvez, we played Santa Ma Middle, and I had to go to the pit and stand on the visitor sideline. I said, I've never been here before. And it is a unique experience. And I'm going to just tell you, as you see these Spartans coming out, this is a big district game right here. Both of these teams took it on the chin last week, and I'm just telling you right now, you may have some nice sentiment of, friendship and sportsmanship and everything, but this is a ball game that means a lot to both of these teams, both of these schools, and definitely both of these communities.
And not just that, but whoever loses tonight is going to fall to 0-2 in district. And if it's Dutchtown, they still have to play Catholic and Sanamaw. EA still has to play McKinley and Sanamaw. So it's really important.
And I think East Ascension is their backs are kind of to the wall because, they've shown they have a very good team the last two outings, but they've only won one game. And I'm going to tell you, in the end, that overall record is important as far as that power rating and stuff. So I think the Spartans,
only one win. So
it's
a must win.
This is a big one right here.
And so we are just about ready for the presentation of the colors. As we'll get to the coaches in just a minute as they are getting ready for the colors and the national anthem. But we'll talk about the coaches and the rivalry in just a moment.
National flag, Cadet Martinez. State flag, Cadet Salazar. Rifleman, Cadet Urson. And left rifleman, Cadet Rousseau.
And the national anthem performed by the East Ascension Band. And now we can spend a little time talking about the rivalry and the coaches and the history behind this series. And the coaches, Darnell Lee at East Ascension, Guy Mistretta at Dutchtown. And Dutchtown under Benny Saya really dominated this series for a long time. But then once he left and retired and then eventually went to Ascension Catholic, and then Coach Lee showed up at East Ascension, kind of flipped the script. And now you're looking at a situation where it's 9-8 overall, and EA's won 4 straight. So Darnell Lee's been getting the job done, and Coach Mistretta is still looking for his first ever victory against East Ascension.
Well, you know, that's basically what happened when Dutchtown started football, a brand new school in the parish with 900 kids. You know, they're 25 plus 100 now. And, boy, I'm going to just tell you, Benny Say, his staff, what a tremendous job they did. They went through the growing pains. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, they started out with a few losses, maybe to the Gators and then to the Spartans. But, boy, in the middle of that from 2006 to 2013, they dominated here in Ascension Parish. And basically, you know, with some really nice coaching and some very outstanding players, they really had a lot of success over that time.
And so we're just about ready for the coin toss, and you see on the East Ascension side 91, 74, and 73. 91, Alex Lambert, 73, Nico William, and 74, Jaden Jackson. And then on the Dutchtown side, you have Tanner Vadney, number 10, Dylan Sampson, number 21, and then number 53, Will DeLone. And so we are just about ready for the coin toss, and I love that shot on the field. We had it last night. Andre and Nolan just killing it out here.
This is. I don't need my glasses tonight. If Nolan can take care of me right here, I can tell you what color eyes they have. I'm going to just say Will DeLone. He's got his dad's eyes. He's going to be out there raring to go tonight.
And so Dutchtown, they make the call.
Matt Lambert's son, boy, I can remember. He's a senior now.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember when he was in middle school. It seemed like a year or two ago.
Absolutely. And you can almost see the head or the tails. I'm going to call it heads. It looks like heads from my vantage point. And so Dutchtown is going to defer. So it looks like East Ascension will get the ball to start this game, and they're going to go from left to right. And so East Ascension wearing their traditional blue and gold. And
I'm going to tell you what, those numbers are sharp out there for the eyeballs there, Jeff.
And Dutchtown going with the silver and white with the purple numbers.
And you can definitely see them too. So, then it just sticks out on this great turf right here that the school board has putting up all over the parish, baseball, softball, and football. And it'll also be included in the new high school in a couple of years, Prairieville High School.
Right, and we talked to Jeff Pyron about the field situation. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, Swack, and I'll keep you up to date on those details. But one thing that about tonight, because Dutchtown has the only field active right now, ready for action, is that East Ascension's playing their homecoming game at Griffin Field against Dutchtown. So Dutchtown's the visitors tonight. Then they're not used to that, and it's just a little bit different. But I want to give a shout out to Carly Francois and the Dutchtown staff and administration, because they've done what they can to make this feel like a home game for East Ascension. They have the Griffin Nation flag up in front of the stadium. You have all the different inflatables out here. So they're doing their best to try to make this feel like a home game.
Dutchtown has been top-notch on this for both of the high schools, playing on either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Can't say enough about that particular situation.
And so Jacob Eder will kick off, and it's a little short kick.
Yeah, a little pop-up to the side right there.
Taken nearly out of bounds, I believe, as he stood up hard by Gary Dukes, number 4. He may have been better suited to let that go out of bounds.
It looked like number 43 on the carry, and I just don't like that. Whenever you catch it on that sideline, Jeff, you know, he just ran like 20 yards to his right and did not gain 1 yard. He could have gone right up the sideline, picked up 5 or 10. Never know, because you might break a tackle and make a big play there.
So Troy Dunn leads East Ascension. We'll get to their offense after this play.
And, you know, boy, you got 2 receivers on both sides, and they are kind of snug there. Maybe an outside play.
Little pitch.
Yes, sir.
And that's Samuel, and he's got room. He's got lots of room. He turns the corner, gets to the 35. That's going to be a first down for East Ascension. As we now look at their offensive starters, Troy Dunn, their quarterback, and Walter Samuel, running back. And then at wide receiver, you got Ja'Cory Mitchell, Joseph Hobby, Xavier Jupiter, Alan Starks. Then on the line, Richardson, Gray, Ennis, Gordon, and Jackson. And Dutchtown on defense, we'll get to that after this play. 1st and 10 for East Ascension as we have a flag. And so
not a smart move there by Alan Starks right there. As a wide receiver, you ought to be looking down the line of scrimmage at that football. You're not listening to a snap count. And I'm not real sure what Starks was thinking, but he was 5 yards down the field, and no one knew exactly what was going on, and that created a situation where you got 1st and 15 now, Jeff.
And so we'll start 1st and 15 after the penalty. East Ascension all blue tonight. Blue helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants with the yellow numbers that really pop out there. And it's over the head, and Samuel gets it, and he's in trouble. And he's going to try to throw it, and that's out of bounds. And let's see if they call grounding or
no. You had number 4 in the area. That
okay.
I don't know if Samuel meant to do that, but it might be one of your smarter plays you see in high school football.
Yeah, saved him about 10 yards.
And he goes kind of over the side of number 4, and the white hat says, not a problem here. I saw number 4, which is an eligible receiver number.
All right, so 2nd and 15, and let's get to the Dutchtown starters on defense. You have Williams, Marable, Lewis, and Anderson on the line. Linebackers McCaffrey, Agu, and Hansberry. Corners, Reddix and Lewis. Safeties, Burrell and Vadney. And on 2nd and 15, deep pass downfield, wide open is Samuel. And he gets it past midfield before he's taken down by Alvin Lewis.
Just a little delay coming out of the backfield, Jeff. We watch the replay here. Samuel is sitting there just holding. Now you see him coming right in your camera right here. And nice job right here in between the zone of the 2 defenders. And I'm going to just tell you, when you called out that Dutchtown defense, they've been pretty solid throughout the year.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be on the plus end tonight. Like right there, Samuel kind of falls forward for a few yards. But
yeah, he gets about 2 or 3, and then he's going to be wrapped up by number 40. That's McCaffrey, linebacker for the Griffins. So 3 yards, 2nd and 7.
I'm really interested, Jeff, to see how the quarterbacks for both schools are developing through the course of the middle of the season now into the district schedule.
And Troy Dunn, you saw the nice pass earlier to Samuel out the backfield. So he looks sharp here tonight to start. He did lose a snap over his head, but they've corrected that. And on 2nd down, Samuel's got a big hole, and he's to the 20, he's to the 10, and he's going to score. He kind of pulled up at the end, but he gets into the end zone.
So Samuel probably thought, I'm going to be doing this a while. Look at this. Pulls around, just cuts back in that hole, basically untouched right there. Samuel, I can remember him all the way through middle school. A heck of a football player right there for Gonzales Middle. And here we come on with the Evan Kern, 12 for 14 on the year on extra points.
And so a high snap, gets it down, it's up, it's good. So it's 7-0, and we'll take a break. East Ascension with the lead on homecoming night. We'll take a break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
So that's the Walter Samuel drive, and it ends in a East Ascension touchdown. He had 81 total yards on that drive, 57 rushing, 24 receiving on the 1 catch. Thank you to Patrick Wright from The Advocate and from LSU Sports for providing us with the statistics tonight as Kern gets ready to kick off.
And do you think that Dunn was a little upset and saying that my running back's not going to have more passing yardage than me tonight? So we got to get something done here.
That's the only thing he did wrong. He had an incompletion.
Strong kick by Kern right there.
Yep, but there's a flag. I think this is coming back, or they blew the whistle. Just as they were proceeding to kick.
Yeah, usually it's a illegal procedure, and the disappointing thing on that.
It looks like now they're pushing it back. They're going to grab the tee and go back 5
Well,
yards.
I guess Kern's going to mark off his own penalty.
Yeah.
That's a new thing with the kickers nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Now they're going to say no.
Well,
that's why they didn't mark it.
If Kern's going to mark the penalty off, he's got to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got to put the ball down.
But then he's got to make sure there's a penalty to begin with. I think everybody assumed there was a penalty. They just blew the whistle prematurely.
I think the white hat kind of said, "Kick you another one in the end zone here, Kern."
All right, and that's a deep kick to the end zone touchback. As Baylor Langlois has no chance to return that one as it goes into the end zone. And so now Pearson Pyron, Dylan Sampson, and the Dutchtown offense will come out to their first drive of the night. So let's take a look at the offensive starters. And you got Pyron, Sampson, and Langlois in the backfield. Watkins, Turnipseed, Ickes is the tight end. DeLone, Quibido, Harms, Jones, and Fields are the offensive line for Dutchtown.
I want to see what Pyron's doing to help his Sampson, because Pyron is outstanding as a running quarterback. Let's see what he could do in the passing game to help out his tailback there.
And Sampson, big hole and tackled after about a 7-yard gain. And I tell you what, if he doesn't make that tackle right there, that could go
I thought he was fixing to go right there. Was that 84?
That was Thomas at 11.
Yep.
Keith Thomas with the tackle. After this play of second down and 3, we'll get to the East Ascension defensive starters. But we'll pick it up from here. Shotgun. And
here you got trips into the sidelines right there. That's always a scary thing. You're not really sure what they're trying to establish. Now they go to quads.
And
well, that's exactly what they were trying to establish.
I guess they're trying to set up the blockers, but didn't quite get there as they're a yard short. And let's look at the defensive starters for East Ascension. They do the 3-4 alignment with Lambert, Joseph, and Thomas Lee Jr. Linebackers are Turner, Burfict, Jones, and Hayes. Then Bolden and Thompson at corner. Broussard and Thomas at safety. And so it's third down and 3. I haven't say no gain on that play. So shotgun, Ickes in motion. And he's kind of wrapped up, kind of strung out, and dropped for a loss. And that's number 35 with the tackle. And number 25, that's Burfict with the tackle. So big play and a big stop for.
Well, I thought Sampson, this is easy for him to do. All of a sudden get tied up in the middle and bounce outside, and he can out-quick you. And most importantly, he can outrun you down that sideline and could not get to the sideline.
And so now you're going to have a punt from Pyron, and takes a long run, and then a kick that's going to bounce at the 45 and take a short Dutchtown bounce to about the 40.
You know, that's going to be interesting to see, Jeff, with the addition of the turf. You know, you get some nice rolls in the kicking game, in the punt game especially. Just exactly, you know, how outstanding do our kickers in the parish become with the turf being added this year.
Now this is a big drive, Swack, because if East Ascension can put some more points on the board, make this a 2-score game early, that kind of takes Dutchtown out of their offensive strategy.
Well, it takes you off, but I can just tell you this, Sampson, he can keep you right up to par.
Absolutely. First down and wrapped up finally, and a big loss of about 5 yards, and looks like big number 98, Aiden Lewis, in on the tackle, and they wrap up Walker Samuel for a big loss. 7:58 left to go here in the first quarter. 7-0, and it's a 6-yard loss. So
something, Jeff, that I saw coming from the back to Dunn, the East Ascension quarterback. I saw 2 or 3. You know, he's a fairly tall kid, 6'3", maybe 6'4". I saw some kind of high snaps.
Yes.
And, of course, one of them went over his head. So it's going to be interesting to see if that is a problem tonight.
It's been a problem all season. Done from the shotgun, deep downfield, double coverage, overthrown. Intended for number 13.
Dutchtown had
Jupiter.
that covered.
And Swack, you were talking about that. The last time that we had seen East Ascension was their second game against Brother Martin. They lost 8-7, and the 2-point difference in the ball game was in the first quarter, a snap over the head of Troy Dunn that resulted in a safety, and they had the number 3 team beat, except that they gave up that touchdown at the end, and with a 2-point safety, they lost by 1, 8-7. So now
Alvin Lewis right here, your left corner, doing an outstanding job on the coverage right there.
3rd and 16, Dunn has time. Now it's kind of flushed. Now he's rolling out, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to go out of bounds, and it's 4th down. Well, he stayed in bounds, but it's still not going to be enough. He gets back to about the 42-yard line, so it's 4th down.
Okay, I saw 2 things right there, Jeff. Number 1, outstanding job by the East Ascension offensive line on protection-wise. Dunn had many seconds right there. But the best thing I saw for Dutchtown is this. Coverage was outstanding in the secondary. So that might be a standstill between those 2 teams right there. And it might come down to those long plays. Who has more of them tonight?
And so Burrell will go back to receive the punt. That's a big series for Dutchtown's defense. Don't want to fall down 2 scores early against East Ascension. And
Kern
there's a good punt.
Look at the punt by Kern.
Over the head catch at the 6, back to the 5. Now it's trying to break a tackle. He does. Gets to the 10, to the 15, and then down at about the 17. Looks like he's taken down by number 43.
I'm sure the ball would have gone into the end zone right there. Just my thought would be. But I'm going to tell you what, a heck of a catch right there.
Yeah.
And a heck of a punt. That had to be close to 60 yards in the air.
And Burrell, the starting left fielder for the Dutchtown baseball team, so had made the Willie Mays catch, so he's used to tracking balls and making good catches like that.
If East Ascension punts again, let's just check him out, see how deep he gets to return a kick.
And so now we have Pyron and Sampson again in the backfield for Dutchtown. 1st down. And it's a keeper by Pyron. He gets about 4.
And that's close to breaking that right there. And Pyron, I'm telling you, he's sneaky strong, but he's sneaky quick.
Yes. And he does a good job getting yardage. And that's kind of like what we saw last night from Santa Ma with Poirier, quarterback. He knows when to keep it. He can get good yardage on the ground. And it's 2nd down and 5.
Offensively, your offensive coordinator is Michael Janis.
Yeah.
Santa Ma kid way back in the day.
And that's Langwell on 2nd down, and he is going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. It might be a 1-yard loss. It looks like right now the center of the East Ascension line is dominating the line of scrimmage, and they're having a tough time getting yardage.
Well, they have some big old kids in there for Scott Pellegrin, the defensive coordinator for East Ascension. They've been very, very strong, and a lot of times to me it looks like they're just playing a lot of base defense. Looks like maybe some man-to-man here, maybe coverage over the top with a safety.
Quick pass, incomplete, as they tried to get it to Jordan Gloston, but it's going to fall incomplete, and so it's 4th down. And that series on 2nd and 3rd down, we saw Langlois in the backfield instead of Sampson. So
they tried a little hitch right there in the East Ascension left corner. The defender right there jumped all over it. I think that was Turner, not Turner, Bolden. So Pyron's back, ball's at the 20. Let's see, you back here 40 yards deep.
Good pressure, but he gets it away, and it's a short punt.
Trying to keep that ball, this is a common thing because sometimes, you almost don't have enough time to work special teams and stuff like this, and you want to kick the ball out of bounds where you don't have to worry about a return. And that's not a very easy thing to control that punt a lot of times.
And so they're going to mark the ball at the 36-yard line, so it's a 16-yard punt from Pyron. Not one of his best efforts on the season. He's a good punter, but just kind of missed that one right there. Now, East Ascension, Troy Dunn and company, Would Walter Samuel in the backfield have a short field and a chance to get some points here?
Well, Darnell Lee's his own offensive coordinator calling his own plays right here.
As it's not Samuel in the backfield. Deep pass downfield, and it's caught at the 5 by Jupiter.
And before it was over with, Jeff, the ball was in the same spot as two receivers.
Yeah.
Nice throw, nice protection right here. And a good chunk there by Dunn down to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and you see this, the two receivers, that's Ja'Cory Mitchell and Xavier Jupiter, in that same vicinity.
Jupiter, I mean, they were right there. You see that ball is sitting right there on the 5-yard line, and look what East Ascension comes out in. This is about as heavy as it gets right there.
Yep, they're just going to play power football right here.
And big old power football.
Ja'Cory Johnson
and
let's
see what Chris Harrell has in store here.
And a flag. That's going to push them back most likely.
Well, you had first and goal. You're still going to have first and goal. Except now it's going to be at the 10-yard line instead of the 5-yard line.
So first and goal now at the 10, and we'll see if they keep that power offense out, and they do. And you see, and this is always fun. Number 99, Aiden Joseph, the fridge in the backfield, and that ball is on the ground, I think, and there's a fight for it, and it looks like Dutchtown has the ball recovered.
You know, it's amazing.
By a goo, I believe, or Reddix. Let's see. Let's look at it.
Right there, Dunn looks like he never got the snap right there. When you're in the shotgun all the time in the spread, you know it's a different feel when you get under that center.
And it's a goo, Dixon Agoo, the middle linebacker for Dutchtown, who came up with the football, and that is a huge play, a big momentum swing right there.
And Agoo, that's a big name too.
Yeah, his brother was a great player last year and a track star as well.
What an outstanding stop right there. First and goal from the 5. What a great job Coach Chris Harrell's defense came up with right there.
Boy, they needed a turnover in a big way with 4:36 left to go in the first quarter, and they got it.
Well, they're doing some shifting. Strong to the right, offensive right.
And Sampson trying to make something happen, and he does. Gets outside of the 15. Gets about 6 yards, and he fought hard for those yardage.
And, you know, you see right there just exactly what happened. You know, Dutchtown kind of shifted some players over to the right, maybe looking like a little bit of an unbalanced line. East Ascension countered with a little bit of movement. And then you just handed the ball to Sampson and said, find you a hole and go pick up 8 for us.
Second down, and it's going to be about 2, and Sampson, he is knocked backwards, and it's close, but about a yard short.
That's the old stretch play right there, Jeff, where you kind of Peyton Manning made it kind of famous in what he would say is as far as I can run and as fast as I can run, and I hope I can get there in time to hand the ball off. And of course, Peyton Manning had the same situation as Pyro has. Pretty nice to hand it off to some of the people he did.
Yeah, and they're going to say that his forward progress got him the first down. So he did get to the 19th, and that's just enough for a first down. So Dutchtown gets their first down of the night with 3:46 left to go. They trail 7-0 to East Ascension. Pyron, shotgun. And there's Langlois with the carry.
Looks like maybe a little trap in there, maybe, you know, just a little read right there. Langlois, we saw him last year in a reserve role, but, you know, it wasn't much of a reserve. I mean, he looked like a starter out there. Very strong runner. Seemed like he's got very good speed. And here we go with quads into the sideline.
And on second and short, Langlois looks like he's near a first down. East Ascension saying the ball's on the ground. It's not on the ground.
No, it's in the East Ascension players' hands right now.
And they're going to rule it a first down for the Griffins.
I love these new down boxes. You know, they've had them a couple of years. There's no doubt that's first down over there, Jeff.
Absolutely. You can see it. It's bright and shiny. You can see it great on the camera as well. So 1st and 10. And another carry for Langlois. He gets about 5. So he's got to give Sampson a spell. They've been going about 50-50 here tonight, right?
And, you know, again, I say, you know, it's Pyron. You know he's going to help the team a lot in the running game. Is he going to be able to slip some passes in there? That's going to be interesting for me to see.
That's been what they need to do to complete the balance on their offense, as they haven't been able to do much of that, but it doesn't matter right here because Langlois is going to get the first down and then some up to the 45, 46.
A lot of formation changes, and Langlois, he is running that rock about as hard as you can run it.
And you saw Sampson get a nice hit. He received a nice hit from the East Ascension defense, and since then it's been Langlois entirely on this series. That might be something we're looking out for as this game progresses, because right now it's Langlois in the backfield and he's running the show.
Well, you got this little sniffer back right here in the tackle gap, and he's just an extra blocker.
And that time they wrapped up Langlois after a gain of about 1.
Well, this drive has taken a long time and very productive. Coach Mastretta's team, you know, getting first down after first down. The one thing they're not getting out of this is the big play, but they're getting ample plays where you're getting 5 and 8, 10 yards.
And they're shortening the game up as they've had a lot of ball control on this drive itself. There's Ickes in motion. And again, it's Langlois, and he's going to get about, we'll say, 3 on the play, or 2.5 on the play. So it's going to be 3rd down long, 3rd and about 6. There's 40 seconds left to go. They may not need to run a play to end this quarter. Let's see when they start the play clock.
Well, you know, they didn't start the play clock because that thing starts after the whistle blows to stop the play. So it's 40 seconds, and they saw they had less than 40 seconds, so they said, we're not going to put 40 up there.
Looks like they're going to run a play, and they do. And that's the design keeper, and Pyron's going to be a yard short on probably the final play of
Coach Guy Mastretta might say, let's kind of wait until the second quarter to make a decision on this 4th down play.
As you're correct about that one, as the clock runs out, and so we'll take a break to end this first quarter. 7-0, East Ascension with the lead. We'll take a break. You're watching the high school football game of the week.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
So the offense and defense doesn't have very far to go as the ball at the 46-yard line. So they only had to move about 8 yards as they changed into the second quarter. But it's going to be 4th down and about 1.5 yards for the Griffins as we take over.
So what would you do here, Jeff? Go for it?
Well,
you're not going to get fired now. You know, if you get it wrong, you're not going to get fired here.
This is an opportunity, and I look for Pyron to keep it. Possibly right here as we see Dylan Sampson coming back in the game.
And Langlois.
Yes, so now you got the double-headed monster back there. Well, the triple-headed if you include the quarterback as well.
And I'm going to just tell you, I would include him every time on my team.
Absolutely. And so now that makes it a little more difficult to figure out. And it's Sampson, and he breaks through and got the first down.
And let me just tell you, they're lucky East Ascension right there that he didn't quite break that tackle because he could be in the end zone pretty quick.
Yep.
You know, East Ascension's defense has done a great job slowing Dutchtown down, not allowing the big play, and almost kind of slipped up on them right there.
And Sampson is the top running back in the district, but he hasn't seen a lot of action here tonight, and Samuel has kind of outplayed him so far. And on first down, he's going to fight just to get a 2-yard loss, as good pursuit by the defensive line from East Ascension. And let's look at the number 84 right there, Thomas Lee Jr. He made a big play.
Well, you look at Sampson right now, right around 900 yards, probably averaging a little more than 9 yards a carry. A lot of big runs right there.
Yeah, and but he's kind of split the time with Langlois here tonight, and Samuel had a very nice first quarter. Also credit Tyandre Hayes for the tackle there as well, as he got pursued in the backfield. Second down, and Pyron's going to throw it, maybe. He rolls out, now he's going to keep it, and he gets close. That's going to depend on the spot. I think that's about a half a yard short.
Good job of Pyron moving around in the pocket right there. Looked like East Ascension really did a good job of protecting the outside, but Pyron slipped through the middle there and picked up 9.
And so now you got Langlois, and it looks like he's setting up in a slot. And it looks like in the backfield, number 32, Jaden Brown, as he's made some nice runs in a backup role this season, but no Sampson in the backfield.
Well, Ix, 88, to me, he's your key. He usually should probably take you to where the ball's going with as being a secondary blocker right there. And there he goes, blocked to the left, and there's Pyron.
And he got enough. And they're nickel and diming it, but it's working. They're getting 3 yards here, 4 yards there, and just enough to get a first down and keep that clock running and keeping that East Ascension offense off the field. And that's very important right now for the Griffins. Now you see Brown still in the backfield as
Kelvin Gray, big defensive lineman for the Spartans, coming off.
You've seen a lot of backs in the backfield here for the Griffins as they're trying to kind of show a little variety and show that there are other players out there. Ickey's in motion. And there's Brown, and that's not happening. He does break through for a second, but big Riante Jones right there, not going to get past him.
Loses about 1, second down 11 for the Griffins.
And so it's going to be second down and 11.
Well, I just see Dutchtown brings in, it looks like another offensive lineman.
Yes. Brown's checking out. Langlois is going to be in the backfield.
I think that was 73. William Nico.
So now it's going to be Langlois on second and 11 in the backfield. Tight end in motion. And they're going to run behind him, and Langlois gets free for about 4 yards as they're running behind that other tight end, DeSherry, number 83. It's going to be third down and about 8. So this is going to be a tough one to convert right here for the Griffins.
Well, you know, I would think they have to be very, very good in the screen department.
And you have your combination. You see Sampson in the backfield, and then Langlois setting up in a slot to the right.
Yeah, and you see East Ascension looks like they man-to-man right here.
And it's a keeper from Pyron, and that's not going to get it. As nobody chased Sampson, and it looks like down the bottom of the pile, number 25, Joshua Burford.
You know, you would think you faked Sampson right there. Pyron might have an opening, and that didn't quite work. You know, you might want to just hand that thing to Sampson. He's been through this for 3 years. I mean, he knows the ins and outs. He's made so many big runs, big plays.
And you're kind of in limbo right here, about the 39. You can't really kick a field goal, but really it's not really going to be effective to punt, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and 9. Sampson's in a slot. Brown is in the backfield.
Might try to get him to, well.
Nope, didn't jump. Now looking downfield, wide open, overthrown. by about 10 yards. Looked like they're trying to go to Langlois.
Well, going down the sideline, the only place Pyron could throw it to have success was right down that sideline. Nice protection right there, and very good coverage by East Ascension. Langlois, the ball's out of bounds. Cannot even make an attempt at it.
Yeah, you had a little short window where he was open, Langlois, at about the 10-yard line, but pass was just overthrown into the end zone, and now East Ascension
Seems like it's been a while since East Ascension's had a ball right here.
Yes. And so now Troy Dunn and company take over. 7:25 left to go.
Troy Dunn at 450 yards passing on the year.
And a short gain by Samuel as they try the middle, and that's not going to work. As you see at the bottom of the pile, big number 90. That's Brody Anderson for the Griffins. Second and 8. This game moving very quickly here in the second quarter. Homecoming night for East Ascension. We'll talk about the homecoming court, and that's what we're going to have at halftime. The presentation of the court. We'll show you some pictures of the court, the girls on the court in a little while. Second down, pass complete. That's Jaquel Mack. Taken down by Vadney. Ball's on the ground, but I think he's down. And let's see where he spot the ball. And it's a turnover.
Well, the line judge right here says that he's pointing towards
yes, he pointed in Dutchtown's direction.
Dutchtown's ball, and he was right there on top of it.
And there he is. That's a definitive.
The referee says, I'm going to go with my guy right here. Coach Darnell Lee's not real happy about that.
No, let's see if we have a replay on that one so we can see what happened. The ball was caught by Mack, and he was taken down by Vadney.
And boy, Mack looks good as a receiver. I know that. And here you go with it. Just a little in the flat.
Caught. Vadney takes him. He had that ball. I don't know if that ball was out, but he was also on his back.
Yeah, pretty close right there. Well,
no, let's see. One more time. It's loose. It's loose. It's
good
loose.
Call by the official.
Absolutely. He's right on top of that. So 2 turnovers. So that last Dutchtown drive was 9 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock. Swack, so you're right. They were not on the field for a long time. First down pass complete to the 30, to the 25. Nice cut by Langlois to the 10, and he's going to score.
Oh, Langlois can run.
Look at that right there.
Boy, nice job on the pass right there by Pyron.
So, Swack, they go 9 minutes and 11 seconds, get no points, 1 play, touchdown.
And, I mean, you just hit it right in between the zone right there. Pretty pass right there by Pyron. And Langlois says, I can make things happen after I catch this rock right here, and got in that end zone quick.
So now the extra point coming from Etter. Big extra point to tie this game. Good, and we are tied. 6:25 left to go, 7-7.
Big plays make an exciting game.
And so we'll take a break, and we'll see what happens next. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Introducing outage text alerts from EATEL. Sign up is quick, free, and easy. Stay informed, receive updates, and get emergency messages. Plus, our outage text alerts will notify you when there is a service disruption in your area. Sign up in 3 easy steps. Just log into your account, go to account settings, and select text notifications. It's that simple. So, sign up today at myaccount.eatel.com.
And 7-7, and Swack, we're talking about what this game might come down to, and one of the things I'm going to talk about is turnovers, as East Ascension has 2 turnovers, and they've kept Dutchtown in this game.
Watch his kickoff. Little short approach. You know he's going to try to pop it up probably. There it is.
They want to avoid the big return, and so it's taken to the 25.
There you go. Just get down the sideline and pick you up 5 or 6 or 7 yards.
Absolutely, and so it's still good field position as the ball's going to be at about the 33 or maybe the 34. Looks like they're advancing
And you know, I'm just looking at our stats that we have, Jeff, and I do not have any stats on Pearson Pyron in the passing game but he just notched a pretty big stat in that last drive.
Yes, he's had some touchdown passes on the season. I recall one a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was against Covington, a pass to Sampson for a touchdown. So on first down, and done with the keeper, and pushed back after a short gain. Number 40 out there helping make the tackle, McCaffrey, for the Griffins.
Well, you see this play everywhere in high school and college, even in the NFL to a certain extent, the fake and go, and making that quarterback an option, getting everybody trying to go one direction, and that quarterback pulling it and headed in the other direction.
So far, the fourth drive for East Ascension, they came out like a house on fire, scored a touchdown early and fast, then 2 turnovers, and now they're on their fourth drive. And now Dunn flushed. He might keep it. He does. He's to the 40, to the 43, and then hit. And there's a flag as Agu knocked him right as he stepped out of bounds, and it was late. I believe that is the right call.
I think Dunn almost ended up in the stands over here.
Yeah.
No doubt a right call right there, because
he was two steps out of bounds.
Well, the same official that just called the fumble,
yes,
he made that call, and it was pretty obvious, just like evidently to him the fumble was an obvious call.
When you see it in slow motion on the replay, it's very obvious. In real time, it's amazing you can keep up with that sometimes, but they did a good job with that. 5:28 left to go, 7-7. It's been a fun one between Dutchtown and East Ascension, homecoming night for East Ascension. We're going to talk about the homecoming court soon. We just haven't had a break yet. It's just been nonstop action so far here tonight. We haven't talked about anything but the game, and that's always fun to do. It's 1st and 10, though, for East Ascension.
These two teams did not play last year, right?
I don't believe.
The COVID situation.
Had all that COVID. I don't think the only game was East Ascension Sanama, I believe, in the parish. As a completion to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and out of bounds. Big catch by Alan Starks. Number 12. That's a big receiver.
Starks on the bootleg right here. Looking, coming off out of the backfield. And watch the non-block right here. Boy, I'm telling you, if officials sitting there, they're waiting to throw that flag on that late block right there, and doing a good job of avoiding that situation.
Ball at the 7-yard line, 1st and goal, and the only thing that kept them out the end zone was Alvin Lewis with a late tackle out of bounds. So now 1st and goal. Last time they had 1st and goal, they fumbled. Now they're spread. They had that tight formation. Now they're spread on this down. And on 1st down, reverse. Breaks a tackle and in. That's Walker Samuel, and East Ascension retakes.
Well, Samuel, that was nice. And I'm going to just tell you, I like the play selection right here, because I think between the tackles, Dutchtown is really good. And you get that Samuel on the outside right there, able to make a little athletic move and get into the end zone. So there have been times in this game it's been just a little plain and maybe not even boring, but then all of a sudden, the big play people make some big plays for each one of these teams.
And the extra point is good, so it's 14-7. We're going to keep it here because we're running out of time before halftime, and let's talk about the homecoming court, and those are some of the girls that we're going to see later tonight.
And we're going to find out. One of these girls is going to be named Queen. And
so you see all these girls there. There's a big homecoming court here tonight, as we're going to see all of them. And you see Jasmine Areola, Nyla Bennett, Allie Burt, Mackenzie Darbon, Arliss Esther, Kristen Hall, Phelan Harvey, and then you have the King as well. Thomas Lee Jr. is named the King. But the rest of the court.
And as you see, King, he's a part of the Spartan football team.
The rest of the court: Elia Jemison, Alia Johnson, Kennedy McCullen, Tristan Ming, Ashley Quinones, Alicia Stanga, Lacey Sutton, Mackenzie Wilson, and Taylor Wynn.
Great job there, buddy.
Oh, that's tougher than calling the offensive starters. And a big return up the middle, cuts outside, hit his own guy, and then cuts outside, and Langwa gets a good return to the 36.
I tell you what, Langwa.
They better break this up real fast. little bit of contact at the end, but
well, it's football. It's going to have a little bit of contact. But Langwall, ever since I saw him in games that we did the last year, I've just been impressed with him. I mean, he is just a solid football player,
and he keeps getting better. And now he's in his senior season, and he's a big part of that offense. You see him splitting time with Sampson. It looks like Langwell's going to be in a slot, and Sampson's going to be alone in the backfield behind Pyron. But
well, let's just see what Coach Lee, defensive coordinator Scott Pellegrin.
And a big hole, nice cuts, and near first down, Sampson.
Well, Sampson, verbally committed to Tennessee.
Yes.
So this will be, and I know that's just a verbal commitment. But for 3 years, now he owns the rushing record at Dutchtown.
And he just keeps on going. And in every game, it seems like he breaks it once a night.
Coach Lee right here is in a 4-man front, usually a 3-man front.
And it looks like Pyron setting up downfield, and there's a flag as a hit on Ickes. Kind of a blindside hit, possibly. It looks like number 3, Brennan Thompson, is going to be the victim of that penalty.
Number 88.
It looks like they were overthrowing Ickes. I'm not even sure if Ickes was the intended receiver.
I think Ickes was the intended. You got, basically your little flood route right there. You got a wide receiver running a vertical, and then a middle receiver running a deep out, then a short receiver running, in the flat there, maybe 5 yards. And I think the big old target right there, 8'8", Ickes.
First and 10 for the Griffins at the Spartan 37.
So they get a break. And that moves the ball to the 38 with 3:47 left to go here before halftime, trying to tie it up.
This is one of the few times you see Dutchtown into a doubles, 4 wide receiver formation, trying to spread out that defense so you can hand that rock to 21.
Right, you have Ickes set up in that slot to the right, and you got Langlois in the slot to the left.
Nice targets in the middle there.
And he's looking left, throws a pass, caught.
That's a long throw right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of yardage. That's a long throw.
Well, watch the throw by Pyron from the right hash all the way across the field to the out of bounds marker right there on the out route. Nice throw.
It's the second and about 2.5 with 3:23. Definitely a nice throw. You're right.
Pyron, I asked this question earlier, and I see now he has improved a great deal since first part of the season.
And there's Sampson with the first down, close to the 20.
Sampson
We're going to say he's down at the 21 with 3 minutes left to go in this first half. So Dutchtown in good shape clockwise. They shouldn't have to be in a big hurry here as they are in scoring position nearing the red zone. And Langlois set up in a slot again, and Sampson in the backfield. So they set up those slots with Ickes and Langlois. Neither one of them is a legit wide receiver. First down, quick pass to Langlois, caught, and spin move. And I tell you what, if the receiver 82 can hold his block there, that could have gone for a lot more. Watkins tried to hold the block, but they were able to break through it.
Well, I like to play, and then I like to play defensively, because if you don't make that tackle right there, that's going to be probably going into that end zone.
So it's 2nd and 4. Clock running 2:06. There's Sampson, stutter step. First down.
Good job on the left side of that offensive line, giving Sampson a little running room, and him able to take advantage of it for a first down.
3 timeouts left for both teams. As we said, we have no break here tonight. We've gone an entire half and hadn't had any type of break for a timeout or hydration or anything, or injury, and that's very fortunate. So it's 1:39 left to go, 1st and 10 from the 12. Ickes in motion. Shift on the line. Pyron rolling left. And not much. And let's see, with 1:22 left to go, they decide to call a timeout.
Made by number 91, Alex Lambert.
I tell you what, East Ascension did a heck of a job right there, because that is a speed sweep by the quarterback, and you got everybody out in front of you blocking for you, and East Ascension's defensive front was really running to the ball, and outstanding effort there for no gain.
And they shifted to that right side. It looks like they were kind of anticipating a run to that left side on the Dutchtown offense. As now 50 seconds left before halftime, and there's Brown, and he's going to try to break a tackle, and he can't quite get to the 10 with 42 seconds left, and I think we're going to have a whistle here and a timeout that's going to be called. And so let's see who calls the timeout.
It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Griffins. Timeout.
And so Dutchtown calls a timeout, and so we'll keep it here. And let's talk about the all-time records between these two schools, Dutchtown versus East Ascension. And it's kind of like we said earlier, and the graphic will kind of illustrate that. Benny Saya, he had things rolling at Dutchtown for a long time, and then Guy Mastretta took over, and they're still a good program, but kind of the difference there is Darnell Lee kind of revived that East Ascension program, and that's
when you're talking about rivalries in this parish, basically the one you start with is East Ascension and Santa Monica. At Dutchtown, there really wasn't any rivalry because they were beating the dog out of both of those teams, and then all of a sudden, I guess not the Benny Saya era, but the athletes and everything that they had. Maybe they lost a few coaches here and there, but basically it's 8 and 9. I think East Ascension's won 8, and Dutchtown's won 9.
Right.
It's not even close to that.
So this is an opportunity tonight to tie the series if East Ascension.
And so you got a nice thing going right here.
And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. The EA Santa Monica is 21-20. So it's just all these series are just so close.
Well, look at the big man coming in for Dutchtown on 3rd and 9 situation.
So let's see what happens. And it's going to be a pass to the end zone corner. It's caught. Is he in the end zone? Yes, touchdown.
Wow, what a throw by Parham. What a catch. Watch this.
Austin, number 20. Watch him. He takes that little square route to the corner, and he makes the catch and stays inbounds.
That is a close one right there. But the referee is right there.
I think he was able to keep his feet in, and that makes it 14-13. So this game is living up to its billing with 33 seconds left to go before halftime. So now Eder will come in to kick the extra point. And it's good.
Right on the pipe.
So let's keep it here as we are headed to halftime. And so let's talk about District 5-5A, since we have an opportunity to talk about some things that we haven't been able to get to yet. And the district, and right now Catholic and Woodlawn, they have already won this week. And so they are 2-0. Santa Monica has dropped to 1-1 as they are now 5-1 on the season. And then the Dutchtown lost to Woodlawn last week. East Ascension lost to Catholic, and McKinley is just kind of bringing up the rear.
I'm going to just tell you the team that I would be afraid of. I'm not going to say I wouldn't be afraid of Catholic, but this Woodlawn. I mean, when you throw for 475 yards in a game. I mean, that's unheard of in high school. It's unheard of in the professional ranks.
It was such an exciting game last night. And the ball was taken to the 28 to the 36-yard line. And it almost felt like one of those games. I know you were able to catch some of it last night. And Jeff Pyro and I had the privilege of covering that one. But it was one of those games where it seemed like the last team that was going to get the ball was going to win the game. And Santa Monica had it to a one-possession game, and they were trying to drive to get into the end zone and tie it, but interception at the end by Woodlawn saved the day.
Man, it's just nobody was really stopping anybody. So, I just think, Woodlawn had a kind of rough start. They upgraded that schedule with Zachary's and West Monroe's and stuff like that. And it's going to be interesting to see just exactly what happens.
And so a high snap, and it's caught. And that is with the reception to about the 45. Joseph Hobby with the catch. 22 seconds left and a timeout. First timeout to be called by East Ascension. And so we'll stay here.
Boy, that was a nice throw right there in the middle, and very good job. Who was that caught that?
That was Hobby.
Hobby, and basically getting about 20 yards on the pass reception.
So, Swack, you're talking about Woodlawn, and we're going to see them next week against East Ascension on Friday night. That's one of our EATEL games of the week next week. And then the Thursday night game is going to be McKinley at Dutchtown. And then in 2 weeks, we have Dutchtown and Santa Ma, and that's going to be a fun one. That may be the first game at the newly renovated new turf field pit.
I'm interested to see what that looks like. When I was talking with Jeff Power earlier in the season, I said, man, the Griffin in the middle of the field is gigantic. He says the Gator might be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see that.
I did see a picture of it yesterday, and it is huge. Quick pass complete to Samuel, breaks the tackle at the 40. Still dancing to the 35, 33, 11 seconds left. And they're going to have to call another timeout right here. They still have one timeout left, so they might have. They got a couple of options here, Swack. They could do the Hail Mary to the end zone. They could complete one more pass down the field and set up for a field goal to take the lead from Kern.
Well, I'm not real certain I would go into the end zone, and the main reason there is I would have to see what Dutchtown's going to line up in. If they're putting people around that end zone, you might be throwing straight into an interception where, if what you're doing right here, you're trying to create an opportunity, to me, for your field goal kicker, which is outstanding. Both teams are outstanding in the kicking department. If you can get that ball right here, you're sitting here with about a 51 or 52 yarder. So if you could get about 10 to 15 yards on this, it's possible.
They have a timeout left.
Yes. So you can keep that ball in the middle of the field is basically what you're trying to say.
They need another first down to get a decent try at a field goal, probably.
Well, linebackers are coming.
The flag right there. And so that might push them back 5.
If it does, that instead of 15, we need 20 yards.
Yep.
Oh, I see Dutchtown called a timeout.
But a flag was thrown at the line of scrimmage. And so you're right. So there will be no penalty. And so we're going to keep it
That
here.
was interesting right there. It looked like it was going to be a complete sprint out and maybe a deep out or something like that.
And so they'll still have the same yardage as there's no penalty to be assessed. The games last week in District 5-5A were interesting. Dutchtown with the loss to Woodlawn, which looks a lot more impressive, even though it was a loss considering that they beat Santa Ma last night. Catholic High beat East Ascension, but East Ascension kept it close. But then Santa Ma had the big victory against McKinley.
I think Catholic High, the big thing that they have, first of all, I think they've won the last couple of state championships. I know it's been taken away from them and stuff like that, but they won the last couple of state championships.
And the quarterback is going to take a knee. And they're setting up for the middle of the field. Do they think they can make a 50-something yard field goal, or are they setting up for a Hail Mary down the middle of the field? Let's see, 6 seconds and the clock has stopped. They have called their timeout. So, and you kind of have the same bewildered look that I have right there. They're not setting up for a field goal, I don't think, because that would be about a 57-yard field goal. No way. So
I can just tell you this. Darnell Lee knows whether he can kick a 57-yard field goal.
So they called the timeout. I got to think that they're setting up for that Hail Mary.
I would think that if they were going to try a field goal, they would have just ran a quarterback sneak there or just ran the ball.
Right, you surrendered about 5 yards.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
And, if the line was kind of thin, you might get more than 5 if you hand the ball off to number 22.
And so you have the deep secondary for Dutchtown, anticipating the long pass. You got 5 players downfield. You got 2 people. You got 3 in the front. You had 1 middle linebacker. Then you got a wave of 3 defenders, and then 4 deep in the secondary. And they're going to throw underneath to the 25 and pass out of bounds with 1 second left.
John's pass is complete.
I'm a little baffled right here.
Well, they got the extra yardage back. Now what are they going to do?
I'm a little baffled right here. But you know what?
They're setting up for the field goal.
It worked.
That's confusing.
You know why they gave up the time? Maybe they were trying to say we're going for the end zone and get them to back out and throw the little short pass. If that's the case, nice move.
Here's a 45-yard attempt from Kern, and it is, I think, wide to the left. No good. And so we're going to go to halftime tied at 14. So that was a kind of bizarre ending to the first half, but we'll talk about that more.
And think about 14-14, the same as Santa Maria and Woodlawn the first 2 minutes of the game, I believe it was last night.
So this has been a fun one, and we'll take a break, and we'll see the homecoming court. But we're going to take a break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Introducing outage text alerts from EATEL. Sign up is quick, free, and easy. Stay informed, receive updates, and get emergency messages. Plus, our outage text alerts will notify you when there is a service disruption in your area. Sign up in 3 easy steps. Just log into your account, go to account settings, and select text notifications. It's that simple. So, sign up today at myaccount.eatel.com.
And so we are back at halftime at 14-14 as the East Ascension homecoming court is about to be presented, but we're not quite there yet. So if you want to take a moment, Swack, and talk about kind of what did you see there at the end of the first half? Because it looked like they were setting up for a Hail Mary pass down the middle of the field. Then they decided they were going to kick a field goal, and then it was wide left. And so that was a bit confusing to me. What do you think?
Don't you do the coach's show?
No, I don't. I'm not doing it this year.
Okay, because
I'd be kind of afraid to ask that one.
Oh no, man! Coaches like to talk about stuff like that. I am a little bit baffled, but I know one thing: what Darnell Lee tried to do and did, it worked for him. They all of a sudden backed, all the DBs deep, and the only thing he could do wrong was throw the ball in the middle of the field, and the time would run out. Threw it to the sideline, and you had a very makeable field goal right there, which was a little bit wide left. So you see him getting ready for the Spartan Nation.
So we're about to see the homecoming court introduced. So that's what we're going to have, and then at halftime we're going to see this, and then you're going to have a little conversation, short interview for the second half of the halftime period, and then we're going to have a second half, and it ought to be a good one. It's 14-14, and it's been back and forth both sides as East Ascension scores, Dutchtown scores, East Ascension answers, Dutchtown answers.
And I think both defenses have played very well, maybe given up a couple of big plays, but it's consistently have done a very good job. It seems like maybe Dutchtown has had the ball, twice as many plays as the Spartans.
And so we're ready for the halftime show and the presentation of the court, so we will take it away.
Homecoming court. Our first court member is Miss Jasmine Areola. Jasmine is being escorted by her mother, Alma Gonzalez, and her father, Alberto Lopez. At school, she has been involved in Allied Health for 4 years and the National Honor Society. She has been awarded academic excellence with a current GPA of 4.4.
In the community, she participates in after-school education by tutoring those who need extra help. She also volunteers at her local church on holidays to put together holiday baskets for families who do not have the same opportunities. In her spare time, she enjoys being with her friends and family as well as the children at Little Dove's Daycare. After graduation, Jasmine plans to attend a university here in Louisiana. She hopes to achieve her dream of becoming a neonatal intensive care unit nurse practitioner. Our next court member is Miss Nyla Bennett. Nyla is the daughter of Arthur Bennett and Chelsea Akins. Tonight, she is being escorted by her mother and older brother, Christian Akins. She is a National Honor Society member and an East Ascension basketball player for 2 years and has received Spartan of the Month honors. In the community, she volunteers for the Red Cross and was named the LSU Women's Basketball Camp Most Valuable Player in her freshman year. In her spare time, she enjoys going to the gym, drawing, listening to music, singing, and designing clothes. After graduation, Nyla plans to attend LSU or Southeastern and major in architecture. Miss Allie Birch is our next homecoming court member. Allie is being escorted by her father, Jude Jarrow, and her mother, Laurie Birch. She has been a member of the volleyball team for 4 years and the softball team for 3. She was named first team all-district in softball. In the community, Allie has served as a volunteer, donating and organizing items for the St. Teresa Food Pantry, visiting residents of local nursing homes, and cleaning roadside litter near her home. She enjoys spending her spare time with her friends and family. She also enjoys helping the office staff at East Ascension High School. After graduation, Allie plans to attend Nicholls State University and major in education. Miss Mackenzie Darbone is now entering the field. Mackenzie is being escorted by her parents, Philip and Lacey Darbone. She is involved in coaching young gymnasts and hopes to inspire them to one day achieve their own goals and dreams. Mackenzie was named East Ascension Bar State Champ in 2019. As a dedicated gymnast for well over a decade, she is striving daily towards her goal to earn a position on the LSU gymnastics team. In her spare time, Mackenzie enjoys hanging out with her friends and family, mud riding, cooking, and working out. After graduation, she plans to attend LSU and major in physical therapy and sports medicine while continuing to coach and mentor young athletes. Our next court member is Miss Eris Esther. Eris is being escorted by her parents, Andrew and Shawan Esther. At school, she has been an Allied Health member for 3 years and an East Ascension Choir member for 4 years and currently serves as a Yale leader. In the community, she's known as someone who is always willing to lend a helping hand whenever and wherever it is needed. She has been a finalist in the Miss Preteen America pageant, where she was awarded first place in the speech category. Eris is gifted and talented in music and has received many dancing accolades over her 13-year career. In her spare time, she enjoys having a good laugh, watching investigative shows and documentaries, drawing, painting, cooking, and most importantly, taking naps. After graduation, she plans to enter the military and attend Fort Valley State University in Georgia, where she hopes to study and later pursue a career in the field of psychology. Our next court member is Miss Kristen Hall. Kristen is being escorted by her parents, Conrad and Melanie Hall. At East Ascension, she's a member of the FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, Allied Health, Senior Mentors, and a Yale leader. In the community, she helps volunteer at a local nursing home and a dog shelter. Kristen has been awarded the Fisk University Outstanding Scholars and Leadership Scholarship. In her spare time, she enjoys working at a local daycare and spending time with her family. After graduation, she plans to attend Southern University and A&M College and major in nursing with a minor in business. After college, she plans to pursue a career in pediatric nursing. Our next court member is Miss Balon Harvey. Balon is being escorted by her parents, Ian and Belinda Harvey. She is a 4-year EA cheerleader, a senior mentor, yell leader, and a member of the National Honor Society, CME DECA, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She has been named EA cheer captain for the past 2 years, Vice President of the National Honor Society, President of CME DECA organization, and an EA Student of the Year finalist. In the community, she participates in coaching full-time at her mother's cheerleading facility, Impact Cheerleading. Through coaching, she has become a positive role model and mentor to hundreds of children that have walked through their doors. In her spare time, Balon enjoys attending church and worshiping, spending time with family and friends, and coaching at Impact Cheerleading. After graduation, she plans to attend Louisiana State University and study childhood education in hopes of becoming a kindergarten teacher. Now entering the field is Miss Trinity Holland. Trinity is being escorted by her father Raymond Holland and mother Trudy Douglas. At school, she is a member of Beta, a senior mentor, National Honor Society mentor, and a yell leader. She is also part of the track team in which she was awarded the female athlete with the highest GPA. In the community, she is called to donate to those in need, and in her spare time, she enjoys dining, shopping, and working with kids. After graduation, Trinity plans to attend college and pursue her passion for helping kids in need. Miss Alea Jimerson is our next court member. Alea is being escorted by her parents, Rachel and Herman Jimerson. She is involved in EA varsity soccer and is also secretary of the National Honor Society as well as the Student Council. She is a 3-year member of FBLA, a senior mentor, and a yell leader. Alea has earned her statewide micro-enterprise credentials, Louisiana micro-enterprise credential, basic life support certification, and ServSafe food handler certification. In the community, she participates in events hosted at her local church as a youth leader. In her spare time, Alea enjoys playing soccer with her friends, shopping, and working. After graduation, she plans to pursue her bachelor's degree in finance, as well as minoring in entrepreneurship. Miss Allie Johnson now enters the field. Allie is being escorted by her father, Randall Johnson, and her mother, Katie LeBlanc. She is a 4-year member of the East Ascension cheer team, East Ascension gymnastics team member for 3 years, National Honor Society for 1 year, and currently serves as a yell leader. In the community, she participates in helping out with her local church fair and coaching preschoolers in gymnastics and cheer. She has received the Pennant Forward Award from her UCA cheer camp her freshman and senior year for being a standout member of the team. In her spare time, Allie enjoys spending time with her great-grandmother, babysitting her sister, and working at Excel Gymnastics. After graduation, she plans to attend Louisiana State University School of Dentistry to become a dental hygienist. Miss Kennedy McCullen is our next court member. Kennedy is the daughter of Christopher and Jamie Williams. Tonight, she is being escorted by her mother and little sister, Kaylee. Kennedy plays for the East Ascension girls soccer team, leads as a senior mentor, participates as a yell leader, and serves as a National Honor Society member. In the community, she participates in Bethany Outreach, where she volunteers in both the Ascension and Baton Rouge communities. Kennedy also volunteers at local animal shelters in the summer. Kennedy won first place at the LSU Halliburton Engineering Design Camp for her engineering design. In her spare time, she enjoys traveling, cooking, and trying different foods. After graduation, Kennedy plans to attend college to pursue a career in chemical engineering. Our next court member is Miss Tristan Ming. Tristan is being escorted by her parents, Keith and Shannon Ming. She is a 4-year Spartanette, a 3-year Beta member, 2-year National Honor Society member, 3-year Allied Help member, a current Yale leader, and a senior mentor. She was named co-captain her junior year and captain her senior year of the Spartanettes. She has also been awarded the Alexis Porter Award in 2018 and nominated for Student of the Year in both 8th grade and her senior year. In the community, Tristan helps with her church fair, Special Olympics bowling and track, Operation Christmas Child, and various food drives. In her spare time, she enjoys spending time with her family and friends, exploring different music and career options, and furthering her dance skills. After graduation, Tristan plans to attend either the University of Louisiana at Lafayette or Southeastern Louisiana University. She plans to major in biology and further her education through optometry school. Our next court member is Miss Ashley Quinones. Ashley is being escorted by her parents, Yasmin and Aaron Hernandez. At EA, she serves as an Allied Help member, a senior mentor, and a National Honor Society member. She was awarded an academic letterman for having a GPA greater than 3.5. In the community, she participates in volunteering at nursing homes and job shadowing for Allied Help. In her spare time, Ashley enjoys babysitting, spending time with family and friends, and learning all about anatomy. After graduation, she plans to attend Louisiana State University to become a pediatrician. Now entering the field is Miss Alicia Stenga. Alicia is parents Conrad and Angela Stenga. She is involved in band, talented music, cross country, basketball, softball, Beta, National Honor Society, Student Council, and the Senior Mentor Program. She is an athletic letterman and has received academic medallion while at EA. She has been named field commander, cross-country team captain, district softball honorable mention, class senator, Beta secretary, Louisiana Girl State representative, and Student of the Year nominee. In the community, she participates in her church's youth group and does community service through Beta. In her spare time, Alicia enjoys hanging out with her friends, traveling with her family, and journaling. After graduation, she plans to attend either Louisiana State University or Tulane to major in architecture. Miss Lacey Sutton is our next court member. Lacey is the daughter of Scott and Thea Sutton. Tonight, she is being escorted by her father and stepmother, Nicole. She serves as a member of Spartanettes, Allied Help, Beta, National Honor Society. She is also a senior mentor and a Yale leader. She has earned her patient care technician certification. In the community, she participates in helping others in need, and in her spare time, she enjoys hanging out with friends and family. After graduation, Lacey plans to attend Southeastern Louisiana University and major in nursing to become a neonatal nurse practitioner. Miss Mackenzie Wilson is our next court member. Mackenzie is being escorted by her parents, Ken and Chelsea Wilson. Mackenzie dances as a Spartanette and serves as a National Honor Society member and is also a member of DEPA. She was named an American All-Star at American All-Stars Dance Camp. In the community, she serves and enjoys her babysitting jobs, and in her spare time, she enjoys dancing and spending time with her family and friends. After graduation, Mackenzie plans to attend Xavier University and major in chemistry. Our next maid is Miss Taylor Wynn. Taylor is being escorted by her parents, David and Christy Wynn. She serves as a National Honor Society member and Yale leader. She is a 4-year member of the cheerleading and gymnastics team and is a 4-year academic letterman. In the community, Taylor volunteers for the Special Olympics. In her spare time, she enjoys spending time with friends and family and cheering at the Spartan football games. After graduation, she plans to attend Southeastern to earn a degree in nursing, with plans to later become a nurse practitioner. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 East Ascension High School Spartans Homecoming Court. At this time, we would like to welcome our 2020 Homecoming Queen as she returns to help us crown our new queen, Miss Rebecca Burke. Rebecca is being joined on the field by our principal, Miss Lauren Lambert Avery. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the time we've all been waiting for, your 2021 East Ascension High School Homecoming Queen is Miss Balon Harvey. On behalf of East Ascension High School faculty, staff, students, we would like to congratulate all members of the court and are very honored and proud to have Ms. Balon Harvey represent East Ascension High School as their 2021 Homecoming Queen. Balon is now being crowned by Ms. Rebecca Burke and assisted by Principal Lauren Lambert Avery. Congratulations to all the court members, all of our seniors here tonight, and to Ms. Balon Harvey, Homecoming Queen.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. Like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
We're back at our EATEL game of the week at Dutchtown Field. Balon Harvey just got through being named 2021 Homecoming Queen. I have with me Tracy Swacker. Going to talk about some photos of some different activities that were taken at.
Thank you, Coach Swacker. Yes, this is Spirit Week at East Ascension. We were very excited to be able to bring back a little spirit into the halls of EA. Our first Spirit Day, theme day, was the Too Much Blue Crew. So right here you see a lot of our students participating in it, and we were very excited. Again, more students here with the Too Much Blue. They really dressed up a lot. Here on the first day, it was coming back from fall break, so it took them a little while to get into it. And then we had Way Back Wednesday, where we went through all the different decades. Students could dress up however they wanted. Our teachers really participated a lot, and they chose different decades to dress from. We had, of course, I thought back in the day was the 50s and 60s, but to our students, they think it's more like the 90s and the 2000s. So our teachers had a little bit of a different take on our Way Back Wednesday, but the kids had great fun with it, and it really kicked up here today on this day with Spirit Day and everybody dressing up. Again, this is our next day. This was Thursday whenever we did the dynamic duos and groups, and our teachers really got into this. In that top right hand, you see our freshman academy teachers. They decided they'd be twins with their sleeping students and their students that are so tired in class. At the bottom picture, there is some teachers, and then we have a bunch of other little options that we have where they just did all kinds of takes on the group and the dynamic duos. Another option there at the top, you see our admin team, our female admin team. Mr. Traveler was not there for that picture, but we all dressed up to look alike. Everybody thought we looked like Miss Brignac, who's on the far left there. And our senior class there, you can see in the bottom left, they all dressed as senior citizens, which was really, really cute and fun for us to all watch. And that's it, Coach Swacker. That was homecoming week at East Ascension High School, and it was so great. We ended it with a pep rally Thursday night, and it was great fun to get back to have a little bit of a normalcy there.
And at the pep rally, we had Thomas Lee Jr.,
yes,
the homecoming king. Beleen Harvey just named the queen. And you could tell, I watched the dad. Had tears in his eyes. Very excited for his daughter.
The Harveys have had quite a few girls come through our school and students, and Balan is a great representative for our school, so we're very happy for her and for all the girls on the court. We had a great representative there. You see Thomas Lee Jr. That's chosen by the football team, the senior players. They chose him to represent them, and he's there with the homecoming court at our pep rally last night.
So who had more fun this week?
Everybody had fun, students and faculty.
We'll be back with our second half of the EATEL Game of the Week right after this message.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
And the second half of our Game of the Week, Friday night edition, East Ascension versus Dutchtown. The second half kickoff, a touchback, and Dutchtown will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. We are tied at 14, and you just saw the activities for homecoming week and the crowning of the queen, and we are ready for second half football, tie game. This ought to be a good one.
And Dutchtown will take it right off the bat. 3 receivers wide.
And Sampson up the gut for a couple. Just that center of the East Ascension line has done a good job holding their ground. They haven't got a lot of yardage up the middle here tonight.
Well, and usually what you have there, Jeff, are 3 very big human beings. And as you see right here, it's going to a 4-man front.
So 2nd and 8, and we'll talk about some of the stats in the first half after this play as they get the call from the sideline.
And again, you've seen this a few times, kind of 3 receivers into the sideline a little bit.
And a quarterback keeper, he's got a hole in a first down. And so Pyron gets it to the 34, and first down for the Griffins. And Swack, some of the first half stats, not much of a surprise as you see the replay coming here.
And boy, watch this. Good call by Michael Janis. A little slide over by the defensive line, and Pyron's taking advantage of it with a fake and go.
So we'll get to stats in just a second now as they're ready to go. The biggest stat that's kind of a surprise, not much of a surprise, 32 plays on offense for Dutchtown compared to 20 for East Ascension. Ball control by that Dutchtown
I thought they had twice as many, but pretty close to that.
And so we'll get to more stats in a moment.
Got your double situation.
And there's Sampson. And close to a first down, out of bounds at about the 43. And Sampson in the first half had 8 carries for 42 yards. The leading rusher on both sides is Walter Samuel for East Ascension. He had 6 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown, 2 catches for 35 yards. Pyron had 6 carries for 22. Langlois had 8 carries for 31. So a lot of yardage on the ground so far in the first
And
half.
Langlois just had a heck of a block on that run by Sampson. Kind of a little crackback block on that strong safety.
Quarterback keeper, and Pyron's got a first down, breaks through and is into East Ascension territory. So that option keeper by the quarterback, Pyron, is getting good yardage here.
And boy, watch it right there. You see the two pullers. One kicks out, one leads up on the linebacker. The lead man, 53, Will DeLone.
And Ty-Andre Hayes with the tackle. 1st and 10. And there's Sampson, and he's just not been able to bust free the big play tonight. So that's a big credit to the East Ascension defense. He did get about 5 yards on the carry, but in most games it's a lot worse than that.
Yeah, well, you know, for most people, just like yourself, that's seen Sampson a number of times in a number of games, you know as well as anyone, it's just a matter of one play, he's gone.
Yep.
And that could happen very easily tonight on both sides of the field for Dutchtown and for Walter Samuel for East Ascension.
Now Langlois, and the quarterback loses it, and now he's in trouble, and he's just going to be dropped for a big loss, as just had some trouble and had trouble getting it to Langlois in the backfield, and that's going to cost. Look at a replay right here.
Watch Tremont, 99.
Yes. Number 99 for East Ascension. That's
and Pyron's wondering what was that just hit him.
And it looked like there was a little misconnection as they took the snap, and then maybe Bader Langlois ran into the football and jarred it loose, and then it's started down at 12. So good drive, really hurt by that one play. And there's the draw to Sampson, and they're going to get the first down to the 21-yard line. And that's what we're talking about, big playability, as the flag goes down at about the 35-yard line. 2 flags down, actually.
2 flags down, and I don't know if we're going to replay this, but you call it the old sprint draw, where Pyron will take off like a sprint out pass, and Sampson lead him around, and then all of a sudden pull up. The Griffins are called for a holding. Right there you see a nice little seam, and he easily picks up the first down, but it's going to be called back, washed out with a holding call.
So 2 plays in a row, Dutchtown just shoots themselves in the foot with a bad connection and a loss, and now a penalty.
Last time number 7 Langlois played the spoiler role with a big play, and there he is in motion.
And Pyron's rolling out to his right, downfield, overthrown, looking for Ickes. And so it's going to be 4th down, a punting situation. Pyron's going to come in, and this is a chance for them to possibly pin East Ascension back deep.
Well, after both teams exchanged a few punts early in the game, not a whole lot in that second quarter in the punt game. Let's see what Pyron, here he is, about from the 48-yard line.
He's struggled a little bit tonight. He had a 16-yard punt earlier. We'll see if he can get back on track here.
Earlier we talked about, trying to hit that ball out of bounds, and if you just miss it just a little bit.
Good snap, good kick. Away from the returner, bounces into the end zone.
And so you basically have a 48-yard kick right there.
Net 28 yards, so not a bad net, but could have been a little bit.
I think what Coach would run right there, Mastretta, he would say, no return. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, the East Ascension special teams has some exciting players, and they've been trying to keep it away from them with the little pooch kicks and the sideline punts and touchback right there. So now Troy Dunn will lead East Ascension back onto the field. Man in motion, handoff up the middle, and that's going to be dropped for a no gain. That's Ja'Cory Johnson on the carry, and good pursuit there by Hanbury, Agu, and a couple of other players.
Good job right there by that defensive front.
picks up 1.
So the linebackers really pursued there. The right outside linebacker, Carter Hanberry, middle linebacker, Dixon Agu, team up for the tackle right there. And it's 2nd down and 9. They're going to say you got 1 yard with 8:03 left to go in the third quarter. So now Johnson stays in the backfield with Troy Dunn.
Well, hadn't been on this side of the field in a while, if any.
And handoff in a hole and a first down. And another broken tackle. And Burrell wrestles down Ja'Cory Johnson, but not after a 14-yard gain. So a nice run there by Ja'Cory Johnson, not Walter Samuel. We haven't seen him in the game yet to start the second half.
You know what's so great about this game right here, Jeff?
Yes.
That the running game out of the spread offense is alive and well.
Yep.
I mean, here it was 2nd and 9, and they pick up like about 10, 11, or 12 on the play. And the same thing on the other side for the Griffins.
And there's a swing to Ja'Cory Johnson. And a good job with the tackle, number 2 and number 95. That's A.K. Burrell from the safety spot. And then wrapped up by Gabe Marable, number 95. So look at this on the replay. It looks like Burrell was able to trip him, and then Marable was able to wrap him up. 2nd and 8.
Well, you know, you look at that more of a running play, but you would want to get a little bit more out of that than a 2-yard gain.
So Ja'Cory Johnson stays in the backfield. Again, we have not seen Walter Samuel here at all in this opening drive of the second half for the Spartans. And the quarterback's going to keep it. Dunn is rolling out downfield. Open receiver caught, first down. Nice catch and a good hit, but a nice catch by Jupiter. So that's a first down for the Spartans. The drive stays alive.
Boy, well-run play. Trying to hit the back coming out in the flat. And there you hit the middle receiver right there, basically into the sideline for a first down.
Hard hit by Alvin Lewis, but the damage was done, and it's a completion.
Yeah, Jaquel Mack was your first option right there like he was earlier.
First down at the 45, and there's Johnson trying to cut outside. Now comes in, gets a first down. East Ascension looks impressive on this drive.
Well, you know, the same thing with Dutchtown. East Ascension just says, I can match this. You know, we don't have to throw the ball all the time. I got running backs back here that can make some plays.
It's a tie game, and they're driving for the go-ahead touchdown. East Ascension has not trailed at all tonight.
And you don't have many incomplete passes, if any at all. And here in this start of the second half, the run game has been sharp for both teams.
And here's Walter Samuel in the backfield. And he joins Dunn. So Samuel, his first action of the second half, coming on this play. Pitch. Samuel strung out. And now breaks free to the 25, cuts inside to the 20, to the 15. He's going to score. And East Ascension.
Did that look like he was even going to make it there for a little while? And Samuel says, watch this. It looks for certain he's trapped and then gets around the corner. Nice job by the receivers blocking downfield and able to go into the end zone untouched.
Badney had a shot. He was the last defender to have an opportunity there, but he could not make the play as he cuts inside and scores the touchdown. And so East Ascension takes the lead 20-14. Extra point on the way for Evan Kern. And it's up and good, and it's 21-14. We'll take a break. 4:56 left to go in the third. 21-14. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
So it's 21-14. East Ascension answers with a touchdown of their own. It's been EA touchdown, Dutchtown touchdown, EA touchdown, Dutchtown, and then the go-ahead score by East Ascension. So they've traded touchdowns all night, and the deep kick for a touchback. So they'll start at the 20. So SWAC, if anybody missed the first, the opening of the game, pregame, the East Ascension Spartans did a little presentation for their Hall of Fame.
They are big in saluting people that have helped their school over the years. And Manuel and Clara Daigle and Jerry Eli were selected into the EA Wall of Fame class of 2021. And then in the Athletic Hall of Fame, basically you had to make an all-state team or did something in college or in the professional ranks. Jody Fife, Lloyd Pinky Landry, offensive lineman, Jody Fife, a baseball player and football player, Scott Murphy, and Scott Murphy also had a discus record, and Tony Smith. Here we go back to the action.
And that's Pyron with a 7-yard gain on first down. So the rest of the people, SWAC.
And the Latt family, Ralph and Marlene, these are people, 4 decades of season ticket holders for EA Sports. The Landry family, Bill and Amy, and, of course, the Marchand family. And that is a small herd in itself for the late Dalton and Lily Marchand. What a great family.
Absolutely. It's 2nd down and 2 now for the Griffins. Man in motion. That's Ickes. Now to give it to Sampson. He's got room in a first down. Now he's going to try to cut, and then he just loses it out of bounds. As just can't turn that corner. I think he was going to try a spin move, but just couldn't make it there. Lambert wrapped him up out of bounds along with Hayes. So you still look like there, and he looked like he was trying to get a little spin move or something, but just didn't happen.
I think Sam's just messing with him a little bit.
Possibly.
I've done this too many times. I'll get another try.
So now 1st and 10.
You've seen this before tonight. Into the sideline, 3 receivers.
3 to the short side. And it's a keeper by Pyron. Follows his blockers, got a first down and more. Cuts outside to the 40 and down to the 37. Big play, longest run of the night by the quarterback, Pearson Pyron. Might be the longest run of the night for the Griffins.
And look, what a smart play call right here by Michael Janis.
Yes.
Load everybody up into the sideline and let Pyron do his thing to the field. Nice blocking by the offensive line. And of course, when you faking it to Sampson, a lot of tension does he gather there.
And so we're going to have a short break right here with 3:23 left to go in the third quarter as an East Ascension Spartan is injured, and now he's jogging back. He'll have to sit out a play. Looks like number 27, sophomore cornerback Lamar Bolden.
And, Jeff, we also just like we've done the entire night, we have this game that's kind of in between all of these activities. But number 84, defensive end, Thomas Lee Jr. is your homecoming king. And Beelan Harvey is your homecoming queen.
And so they Lee was presented earlier in the week, and the queen was announced about 20 minutes ago at halftime. So now it's 1st and 10, 37-yard line, and now we have a little bit of a shift here.
That looked like the Dallas Cowboys shift in there back in the day.
So now they're going heavy left, and they go up the middle, and Sampson ain't going to get anything right there. That middle, again, just hard to get through, and that's Thomas Lee, the king, with the tackle right there, number 84. 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11.
Been a lot of great wars in there between those tackle boxes right there. From tackle to tackle, back to the running back through the linebackers right there. A lot of great football being played by these high school teams tonight.
And now you got that trips to the right side of the field that you've been talking about tonight.
Fake and go with Pyron, maybe.
They did last time, and they do again, but that time it's not going to happen. He gets a couple of yards, and that's brought down by Hayes, Tyandre Hayes. So it's going to be no gain.
Well, this is what I say about that, Jeff. Didn't work that time, but don't forget about it because it's been good for you.
It broke a long gainer, probably the longest run of the night for Dutchtown the previous time, but that time no gain. And now Sampson in the backfield. This is where you saw that sprint draw that you were talking about on 3rd and 11 earlier. Let's see what they call right here. And this time he's in motion. They look his way, but now he rolls out to the right, throws downfield, up for grabs, nearly picked. And I think that a couple of East Ascension defenders kind of neutralized that one and kind of blocked it. That was Broussard, I think, had the best shot at it, number 7.
And Thompson on the coverage.
As you saw, Broussard coming around, and then the other defender, I believe that's Thompson. And so they kind of knocked the ball away from each other, and we got an injury again on the field. This time it looks like it's one of the Dutchtown players, and they're going to check him out.
So, you've seen most of Dutchtown's game. What's your impression of Pyron throwing the ball?
It's still
compared to, let's say, week 1.
He's improved. The receivers have improved. I mean, you saw a nice pass and catch to Gloston at the end of the first half that tied the game, and you saw the nice catch by Langlois. So, they're making some big plays on passing.
That's the key right there. Big plays.
Yes, they when they need a play, they've been getting it, and so that's kind of the difference that we've seen as it's progressed. Still not consistent. But
the big thing that I haven't seen but a few games, the ball's going down the field now.
Yes.
It's not just a swing pass or a screen pass or whatever. Ball's going down the field. All right, let's just see the ball. This may be in a fake punt situation.
No, and Eder is back to punt for the first time tonight. And it's going to bounce inside the 10, inside the 5. Can they stop it? Oh, boy, at the 1.
Nice job right there. That was Eder?
Yes, Eder came in to punt.
That's your place kicker?
Right.
Nice job right there.
Well, Pyron's had his inconsistencies tonight as a punter.
Well, but he usually does that rugby kick, and, I'm not real certain how you can control distance with that, other than you could kick it low and, get the ball to tumble down the field. But this was a good job right there because, you didn't have to kick it very far to get it to the 1. That's for certain.
And I tell you what's a big deal, and again, from the Brother Martin East Ascension game, back in this territory, they snapped it over the quarterback's head, and now he's under center this time. And so that's something to watch as a short gain up the middle. So the quarterback, Dunn, was under center there, and I'm telling you, in the back of their head, they were thinking of that game against Brother Martin when the snap went over the quarterback's head and it resulted in a safety, and they lost by 1 point.
Well, I'm still thinking about Tony Dorsett when he went 99.
Yep, or Derrick Henry from one of the more recent people. I think Walter Samuel's more of a Dorsett type of back, though. He does get a yard, so it's 2nd down and 9. And again, they're staying under center. They don't want that mistake to happen again. And a big run up the middle, close to a first down.
Samuel goes off the left
side. Maybe a little bit short. It's gonna be a game of about 3, so 3rd and 5.
Yeah, it looked like the whole offensive line did a very good job on the push, but Samuel just wasn't involved in the push part.
Yeah, and if Dutchtown can make a stop right here on what could be the final play of the 3rd quarter, they could get the ball in great field position to start the 4th. Now they're working out of the shotgun. Look out here. This is a big play. 15 seconds left to go. Good snap. Deep pass downfield, overthrown. Looking for Jupiter and a flag down at the 15. This may be pass interference. Dutchtown, really, that was probably an uncatchable ball. Did not need to.
Well, I'm not real certain if you have that in high school.
But my point being that they didn't need to have the tight coverage there. Of course, you don't know that necessarily when the ball's in the air.
Let me just tell you, Jeff, I have no earthly idea what it's like. Mm-hmm. That's got to be a lonely feeling to be a defensive back.
Yep.
you're asked to do something that they only appreciate you if you're 100% good at it.
Nope, and you make one mistake and everybody hates you. And that's.
Well, I don't know if they hate you, but they doggone sure know who you are.
Absolutely. So 8 seconds left, so one more play, and now they're working out of the shotgun, but they're out of harm's way. And a whistle. Flag down on the far side of the field at the 20. Maybe a motion. So false start, legal procedure. So first and
they needed that over there on that 3-yard line a while ago.
Absolutely. So that was a very important play, the pass interference penalty on the Dutchtown side, and there was definitely contact. Definitely a pass interference penalty on a ball that was probably overthrown out of reach. Very unfortunate break for Dutchtown, but East Ascension holds onto that football. And a little scary down there, and I promise you that the snap over the quarterback's head was in the back of their heads there. But they got through that. 1st and 15, done rolling. Looking around, now throws it deep downfield, and incomplete. Just overthrew Mack on the final play of the 3rd quarter. So
and I'm going to tell you what, Mack's a big old target right there. He probably needs to get more involved in this passing game.
So we'll see if he does in the 4th quarter, because we're going to take a break right now. It's 21-14. East Ascension with the lead. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The 4th quarter for tonight's game.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
And we're back for the start of the 4th quarter. And East Ascension over Dutchtown. We've had 2 great games, 2 exciting games. The first game last night, Woodlawn defeating Sanamaw 48-41. Swack, you couldn't be here because you were busy winning a huge game in middle school action last night.
Yes, middle school football is very interesting, and I'm going to tell you what, it's got to be a lot of fun for the family. You have a lot of kids on your team, very similar to the high school situation. I'm not going to say it's not as serious because everybody wants to do as best they can, but we had some great games this year so far, and I'll continue on after this play.
Yep, 2nd and 15.
First time I've seen this empty formation.
Yep, 5 receivers.
It looks
Watch Dunn on the run here, possibly. There it is. To the 20, and a flag. So it's going to possibly come back with a block or a hold. So, Swack.
So we're sitting here. Yesterday, Galvez played Central.
Yes.
And Central was undefeated, and we were undefeated. It was a heck of a game. And 2 very good teams, 2 very well-coached teams. And we were able to squeak by, and basically you don't see hardly any extra points kicked. Everything's two-point conversion. And you talk about some pressure on kids and coaches and everything else, but we made ours and Central didn't. Dutchtown's also in a situation where they're right in there also. And the good thing about middle school is if you have a tie for first, no matter who won the heads-up deal, they give the championship trophy to both teams. And so the one thing that we have going for us is the first 2 weeks of the season was canceled because of the hurricane, so that's going to be at the end of the season. So still got a lot of football left to play. Every Thursday, find a game in your area.
And there's a swing pass, and it hit the ground. And it goes to Samuel, and they're going to call that incomplete. And so it's going to bring up 3rd down. And now it's another situation where Dutchtown makes a stop. They can get good field position, Swag. Let's look at the replay. He definitely bounced.
Yeah, and I will say this. Both teams pass protection, even though maybe Dutchtown hasn't thrown as much. But the offensive lines in the run game and the pass game for both teams have done a very outstanding job tonight.
Absolutely. And this is a situation where if Dutchtown can make a stop, as I said, they can get the ball around midfield, and they need an answer. They need to tie this game. 3rd down, and the quarterback Dunn rolls out, throws downfield, and a receiver caught. 1st down. And you were saying they need to get Jaquel Mack back in this game, and guess what?
I'm just looking at Mack. I was watching him. I said, is that a wide open receiver? It's basically straight across from us. And Mack is a big old kid, from doing the basketball games.
Yep.
But look at the time. And Dunn, to me, it looks to me like, and Pyron's in the same boat, they are developing into better quarterbacks that help their teams.
Yeah. And
to win football games.
Those two guys are teammates on the basketball team, too, and there's a lot of chemistry there. There's a big run up the middle, and Samuel just cuts through and scores a touchdown. And it's a 2-score game for the first time tonight with 10:59 left to go in the third quarter.
Watch this, Samuel, right there. No one touched him.
And just flew past Burrell.
I mean, he went through a little...
He flew past Burrell, and Burrell's a heck of an athlete. Alvin Lewis had the angle on him, but couldn't quite get to him on time. But that's some speed right there, and that's the second big run on the night. Sampson's the guy you used to seeing the big runs from. He hadn't had it tonight.
It's time for me to make some big plays for my team.
Samuel's been the guy that made the big plays so far tonight.
A little pop-up kick right there.
And it's 28-14, and we'll take a break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Wash and Roll Express Car Wash, Austin Fire Systems, SKR Construction, Walk-Ons for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
The play calling.
And we're back, and as you look at the games next week, and this is a chance for us to talk about the EATEL games of the week. Next week, we got a doubleheader again. McKinley at Dutchtown Thursday night, EA at Woodlawn on Friday night.
And I'm going to just tell you, it's not part of the EATEL game of the week, but Santa Maud Catholic, that is huge for the Gators.
Absolutely. 2 good games, and then you got the Woodlawn game. The McKinley game. It's usually not an exciting game, but we'll have it, and Dutchtown will get their chance to beat McKinley next week, possibly, as a touchback. And Samuel on the night, 10 carries, 165 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
And I'm going to just tell you, Jeff, I'm good at that kind of division. 16 yards a carry.
And look at that run again. And look at him just blow past these guys. And these are not slow guys on that Dutchtown team, on that defense. That's Burrell and that's Lewis, and those are just tremendous athletes, and he just flew by him. So yeah, 16 and a half yards a carry. Huge night. And they're saying Dylan Hu on the EA sidelines. First down, and it's nearly caught. That's that same play that Langlois scored on, and that would have gone for big yardage if they would have been able to make that connection.
They have 3 people that can make big plays for them right here, and the one they just kind of missing is Sampson. He's been having a kind of a routine night. He needs to get a little bit better than that to help bring his team back into this thing.
Right. Sampson's not had a bad game, but you're used to seeing him break one.
Exactly.
He hadn't broken it yet. And if you're a Dutchtown fan, then you're probably thinking, it's got to be coming soon. We will see. As we're inside of 11 minutes. And there's quarterback keeper. And a big hole and a first down to the 38-yard line.
Powell goes around the right side.
So a nice run by Powell. So we look on the replay.
Watch this right here.
Picks up a Griffin first down.
Here DeLone pulls around, big 53.
Yep.
I say big 53, about 220.
Right.
Tackle, 5A football, that's not real big. He's getting the job done.
He's also the first baseman on the baseball team. And Pyron's a DH on the baseball team.
Is that the sport where they say a walk is as good as a hit?
Yep. You know, we were talking about how there's a big basketball connection on the EA sideline with Dunn and Mack and some of the other players. There's a big baseball connection on the Dutchtown side with a lot of starters on the baseball team. DeLone, Burrell, Pyron, Ickes, Vadney, they all start on the baseball team. So a lot of
very I love to see multi-sport kids.
And on second down, blocked and knocked down. And that's 94, I believe, with or maybe 84, Thomas Lee.
Thomas Lee, the king.
Yep. He made a royal play right there.
The king. Surprised he didn't run over the ball and dedicate the block to the queen.
Absolutely. He's going to take that ball and on one knee and give it to the queen at the end of the night, I guess. Third down and 14.
So you got trips to the left, 3rd and 14.
And Pyron's going to throw, or he's going to try to. Now he's in trouble, and now he's going to go down. And
I hated to see Pyron in that situation, but I don't mind seeing him because he's so athletic back there. He needs to move around. I mean, you know, I know maybe he kind of got caught between a rock and a hard place right there, but you know, he's got the ability to run in a lot of different directions, and those big old boys are just not going to catch up with him.
And he got double teamed right there by Lambert and Lee, the two ends, met up with the quarterback and had the sack. And so now let's see, I believe that's Eder to punt again for Dutchtown. And he gets a line drive. And it's going to take a good bounce. Look at that.
I don't like that. You know, you've been around me long enough. I want that ball caught. I understand it's a kind of a tight game and things of this sort, but, you know, I think things like that are the things that win games for you, where you don't have to, you know, you could start a drive on the 40-yard line and not on the 25 or whatever.
And so that made a big difference. And the thing that EA really needs to do right now, they have the 2-possession lead. They just need to run some clock right now, keep the ball away from Dutchtown, and you know, put the clock on their side.
This was Dutchtown's score last week, wasn't it?
27-14, absolutely. It's eerily familiar. And look at this. This is the other running back, Johnson. And he is cutting through, and he's going to be caught from behind. And they're just gashing Dutchtown.
Well, I'm going to just tell you, this might be the same play. You see the trap block right there, right up the middle.
And they're just
entertain that defensive end for a split second.
And that's Alvin Lewis again with the tackle at the end. But they're just gashing right up the middle right now.
I'm going to have to say that was Chavez right there at the right guard spot. A little kick-out block.
Right. Chance Banks, I believe you're talking about there. And there's a reverse, not much. I believe that's Jupiter on the carry, and he is wrapped up by number 26, Evan Reddix. So it's getting to critical time here for Dutchtown, 2nd and 8. They're down by 2 scores. If East Ascension scores another touchdown, that might be it. This game could go out of reach in a hurry.
You know, you're down here to those famous words, a field goal will make it a 3-score deal, and you have 5 minutes or 7 minutes and a half left of this game.
And there's a handoff up the middle, and he's going to score! Ja'Cory Johnson with the touchdown, and it's a 3-possession game.
I got to see it. I believe it's just some great trap blocking. Watch the right guard, see if he pulls up in there. It's just based man-on-man blocking right there, and nice job of just handing that ball off and let your running back, your athlete, Look, he's excited on that sideline.
And it's 34-14, and East Ascension is pulling away. They've outscored Dutchtown 20-0 here after.
Well, he's over there saying, "Where's Samuel? I want to show him that I can do this."
So both running backs score, and it's 35-14. Let's take a break again. 7:32 left to go. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
So it's 35-14, and a dominant second half by the Spartans on the ground, not through the air, as touchdowns from Samuel and Johnson, and they have a 3-touchdown lead. And so we're about to get the kick, and this has been a touchback just about every time from Kern. This time it won't be. It's taken at 10. And Langlois is wrapped up at the 20.
Langlois just doesn't have success when he slows down. When he's going full speed, he can run through you easily.
And so as Dutchtown's offense takes the field, let's look at the 5A rankings for Week 7. Catholic High, 7-0. Zachary, they beat Woodlawn a couple weeks ago. They're 6-0. Brother Martin beat East Ascension. They're 4-0. And so there's a lot of connections to that 5A up at the top.
And I'm going to tell you, Ponchatoula, that is a sleeper right there. Some good athletes there. And I'm going to tell you who the real sleeper is. This 4-2 team, Acadiana.
Yes.
They've won the last 2 state championships.
And they always start slow.
Yes. Captain Shreve, people say, that's North Louisiana, but Captain Shreve has been consistently in the playoffs.
Yep.
And, of course, Ruston, boy, just a very good athletic town right there.
And pass complete on first down, broken tackle. It's about a 5-yard gain.
And you say West Monroe, what's the deal there? 3-2. Maybe, they're not as good as West Monroe of the past, but, they're still in that top 10 right there.
Right.
And Destrehan.
And catch made by Watkins. The thing about West Monroe is that district is so doggone tough. And now you got Alexandria to deal with in that district as well. And Natcher Central.
They were in second last year in 5A.
Exactly. And so we have a new quarterback in the game, and the pass is incomplete. Nearly jumped and picked, and as it was intended for Ickes. But, and it looks like he's coming up a little slow. As a quarterback right now, number 13, Sean Winfield. And so Ickes has had a problem with his ankle earlier this season.
That looks like an ankle problem right there, just the way that is. And I know when that wheel is going bad right there.
There's a flag down at the 19. Personal foul, roughing the passer. East Ascension can't make a mistake like that because they have the game won if they don't make mistakes.
And they're right there, with the new quarterback. And
after the penalty, Griffins will have it 1st and 10 at their own.
That's Winfield at quarterback. He's a senior, 6'1", 185.
I like when they sprint out to take that little bit more of that bubble right there where they can square those shoulders up, make it a little easier throw.
It's Winfield now swings it to Sampson, and it's overthrown. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10. And every week, we talked about this a lot. Every week, Dylan Sampson breaks a big run. He hasn't done that tonight, and that's part of the reason why they're so far behind, I believe, Swack. But if he's got one in him, they need to get it very quickly to get back in this game.
Well, you put Winfield in there, and that's a nice little chunk right there.
Right, he gets it to Gloston, so that'll get about 7.
Is complete.
So 3rd down and short. And we talk about Sampson not being able to break one tonight. And it's not that he's not trying. You got to give credit to that East Ascension defense. That East Ascension defense is just playing lights out here tonight, holding them to 14 points.
They've been outstanding. And I'm going to just tell you, Scott Pellegrin.
And Sampson breaks one there, still on his feet, trying his best. Gets down to the 35. But Pellegrin's called a great game tonight on defense.
Yeah, and I'm going to just tell you, I believe this. I like what I see. Darnell Lee is offensive coordinator. I think he's called a heck of a game tonight. And the offensive line has done a great job of blocking for the athletes. And the athletes, maybe getting all the notoriety, but that O-line is where it's really happening.
And they found a play that worked, that run up the middle we were talking about, and he's just kept on going at it, and they haven't stopped it. Third down complete. First down, Gloff. No, it's actually going to be a little bit short of a first down by a couple of yards.
Almost picked off right there.
Yeah.
In the flat by the King, it looked like.
It's 35-14 as East Ascension pulling away in the second half. 21-0 in the second half so far for the Spartans. 2nd and 2, and they're hurrying up. 5:25 left to go. And quarterback Winfield rolling out. And
East Ascension
just shot puts it to the receiver, and that's Langlois with the catch for first.
Langlois says, basically a little smash route, and Langlois was the guy that's running the little 5-yard hitch, and you don't want to throw it there. You want to get it down the field if possible, but when it gets to a point, does a good job of getting to Langlois, and he turns up and gets a few extra yards.
Well, the important thing there is it moves the chains, too. So it's first down, so they get 4 more downs to convert.
Let's see what happens to the wide side of the field to the right here.
5:16 left to go. And it's a fake, and he keeps it, and in traffic gets about 6. Or maybe 5. That clock continues to run. Neither team's called a timeout here in the second half.
It's up 4, second down 6.
So you see the clock there running inside of 5 minutes. Time running out for Dutchtown. They need 3 scores.
You got trips to the field.
Right side on the long side of the field. Rolls out in that direction, and he's sprinting, and he's going to keep it to the 15. Good block downfield by the receiver. 83, that's DeSherry with a nice block at tight end. And he steps out of bounds. So let's see where they mark it. It's going to be at the 9. That's about 3rd and inches. And it stops the clock with the out-of-bounds run with 4:41 left to go. It's now Winfield from the shotgun. Handoff, and Langlois may not get there. It's close. It's very close.
It looks good,
but it's not quite there. And we have a whistle and a timeout called by Dutchtown. So they knew it right away, and they're going to go regroup for 4th down. And so during this break, let's talk about the rest of East Ascension's schedule as they're trying to improve to 2-3 on the season. Next week is going to be a tough one. That's going to be one of our games of the week. As East Ascension will play Woodlawn, and they're a darn good team. Then they get that break with the McKinley game week 9. And then the big game, Santa Ma. And I haven't talked about the turf here. And one of the things that Jeff Powron was saying last night, the game is scheduled to be played at Spartan Stadium this year. And Jeff Powron he didn't say that it's a guarantee or anything like that, but he said
I heard the word guarantee.
Nope, there's no guarantee, but there's
Are
a
you
chance.
Sure?
There's a chance that it can be played. A decent chance if everything goes as
well. All I know is Beth Tomplay is already selling tickets for that game. So the pressure's on Jeff.
Yep. And in 2 weeks, the pit should be open for Santa Ma and Dutchtown as the players run into each other, but he's able to get free, and that Sampson goes out of bounds. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Sampson wasn't going to get tackled there.
No, he's too much of a competitor to make that happen. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on with the fields. The Santa Ma's next home game is in 2 weeks, their homecoming game against Dutchtown. They expect the field to be ready. The Gators already been painted onto the field. Jeff Pyron showed me a couple of pictures last night.
Oh, he's kind of hiding that then.
Well,
I haven't seen that, of course. I don't have the little social media deal.
And on first down, the pass is caught, and Turnip Seed with the catch down to the 2. So
you need a little better coverage on that. 27.
That's Bolden.
You can't be off of him that far on the 10-yard line.
2nd and goal, and quarterback keeper for the touchdown. And so it's 35-20. And Dutchtown stays alive with 3:55 left to go in this game.
And you know what's fixing to happen here, Jeff?
What?
Onside kick.
Got to be. I was about to say, they're not going for 2 right here. They can make this extra point from Eder. I thought that's where you were going to go there, and I was going to disagree with you.
Onside kick. I mean, this guy right here, both kickers have been automatic.
So here comes Eder, and that'll be followed by the onside kick, that's for sure. And it's blocked. Guess what?
I don't think the holder, number 13,
Winfield,
was able to get that ball on the block right off the snap there.
And so the extra point is no good. So we're expecting an onside kick here with the score 35-20. Oh, there's no doubt.
Because I'm going to tell you, if you don't onside kick, what do you kids think?
Yeah, they feel like they gave up.
So Strett have been in this a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This is a no-brainer for him.
So Dutchtown still an opportunity to come back here. Let's look at Dutchtown's schedule while we have a chance. They started out 4-0, then they had the loss last week against Woodlawn. They're in trouble here against East Ascension. Next week they ought to be able to handle McKinley. And then you have Santa Maria and Catholic, and that's 2 tough games to close out this season. And that Santa Maria game might be the grand reopening of the pit.
And the Catholic game, hasn't that been moved to a Thursday, or are we going back and forth with that?
I mean, last I heard it was going to be moved to a Thursday, but that was when they were assuming that EA Santa Maria was going to be played here. And here's the onside kick. And East Ascension gets that easily.
Well, that ball bounces crazy right there.
Yep.
Nice hop for the Spartans. Watch the job right here, about 11 or 12 yards out. Nice job of catching it off the big hop right there, because if that ball hits in front of him, no telling who's going to get it.
And that's the hands team, and that's one of their wide receivers. You saw him make a catch earlier, number 12, Alan Starks. So they get the ball in midfield. And now this is where Dutchtown needs to spend their timeouts.
And, maybe defensively, this is where you can give up a big play trying to steal that ball.
Yep.
I think East Ascension is kind of waking up after a slow start.
Yes.
Especially offensively. I think defensively they've kind of been there.
And let's talk about that, Swack, because we saw this last night after a short run. Last night you saw Woodlawn, and Woodlawn played a brutal schedule with West Monroe and Zachary and U-High, and they lost all those games. And now they come into district play, and they're red hot and they're ready. And now you got East Ascension, who started out against Scotlandville and then played Brother Martin down to the wire. And now district play begins, and look at them right here. They're ready.
Yeah, I mean, I walked out and was just checking out the stands. They're full. It's full on the other side also. Nice atmosphere for high school football. Even last night, and I don't know if y'all really observed what was going on across the way there. Not a full crowd at all at Woodlawn. And, I mean, they had a great year last year. I mean, their quarterback's committed to Purdue. Number 9 looks like he needs to commit to anywhere he wants to go to. And, so it's some really great football to watch for, your school.
The 5-5A, all the teams in 5-5A have improved, I think, over the last year or two. And I think that given the right circumstances and the right bracket, they could do some damage in the playoffs.
Samuel goes around the right
So on second down, there's a run by Samuel for about 4 yards, 5 yards. And
but he runs out of bounds.
That's you're right, Swag. I didn't even think
I
about
mean,
that.
these are little bitty things that, I know Coach Lee's going to get in the film session and says, look, guys, I know we're ahead right here, and you might think we're just going to actually win this game without a problem, but let's do some little bitty things here to make us better.
Yeah, and you could have basically made Dutchtown burn their final timeout. And at that point, if you get a first down, they're going to run a couple of minutes off the clock, and it's going to be inside of a minute and a half.
40 seconds. I mean, 40 seconds happens, which I haven't seen 40 seconds on these end zone clocks. They evidently are not working, or maybe they don't have a clock operator.
Swing to Samuel, and it's not going to be a first down as he's wrapped up, and big number 90, Brody Anderson, makes the tackle, and so it's 4th down, and now Dutchtown calls their final timeout, and they still have 3.5 minutes. They need 2 scores, but 2.5 in 3.5 minutes, that's doable.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's crucial right here, Jeff, getting the punt off.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just tell you, a block punt, number 1, might lead to an easy score, and number 2 might give you a little energy to finish up this football game on a strong side.
And so Dutchtown with the stop, they have a chance, but they need, and this is where you get a guy like 21, one play, and but first they got to make sure they get this ball here and not make any mistakes on special teams.
Well, let's see what Guy Mastretta does. Got to cover the outside guys.
And so they have had a little trouble getting the personnel on the field on the East Ascension side. Looks like they're ready now. And they're coming, and it's partially blocked. And so it looks like a goo came up with the ball, and so they get good field position, Swag.
Good field position. Looks like he took too many steps to me for the punter.
Let's see who got his hands on the ball.
No, he took one-step punt right there.
I could not quite see who got their hands on the ball there, but there was about 3 guys. They brought the pressure, and they were able to get to it. And now this is you don't have 21 in the backfield. It looks like, okay, here he comes. So 21 is set up, and this is where all eyes have got to be on him. I know that they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit to make something happen, but this is where you get a guy like that in one big play.
Let's see what Winfield's going to do.
Looking to the sideline. And have no idea. The play clock, as you said, not working. 3:21 left to go in this game. A Dutchtown score makes this really exciting.
You got to say 21. Draw, screen.
They're not looking his way this time, and the pass is caught. Short gain. That's Watkins with the catch.
Winfield's pass is complete.
And when you head that way, you need to go a little bit further downfield if they're going to get anything.
Well, and you got enough time where you can't worry about it. You can go over the middle.
Yes.
You don't have to go sidelines, and I'd almost eliminate those short passes.
And so now they set up over to Gloston, and it's the same thing, not much. And can he get out of bounds? I think so. Did he get out of bounds?
Watkins pass.
Well, we have the line judge right there. Yep. There's
Yep.
I think somebody's injured.
Okay. So we'll tend to that. It looks like a Dutchtown player.
I don't. I don't see anybody coming over.
No, nobody's coming over. Here comes one of the trainers. Okay, yeah, and that's Gloston.
Jordan Gloston shaking up on the plate.
So he's going to come back, and it looks like he's all right. So with 2:40 left to go here in this game, did he get out of bounds? Well, the clock is going to stop at the injury, though.
It'll stop, but when ball's ready to play, if that's the situation, that referee, the white hat, will crank it up.
Let's see. I got my eyes on him. All right, and the clock's going to run. Shotgun. Winfield in trouble. Breaks free. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and long.
You know, East Ascension evidently is doing an outstanding job, putting a little pressure on him. That's important. But they're doing a very good job of covering people because Winfield has not either ran the ball down the field or has not thrown the ball more than 5 yards down the field. Right. So
if East Ascension can make a stop here, it's pretty much done, as we're now going to be inside of 2 minutes and no timeouts remaining. Pass caught, 1st down. That's Langlois. So for the time being, Dutchtown's still alive. They need to get points quickly, though.
I'm glad to see Langlois getting back into the scene because he played a pretty big role right here in the first half and then kind of just disappeared a little bit.
Shotgun. Sampson in the backfield. And the pass downfield caught inbounds.
Boy, that's a nice throw.
And that's Langlois again. But that clock continues to run. We're inside of a minute and a half.
Oh, they're going trips in the sideline. Maybe a fake and go with Winfield.
They tried to clock the ball. I think they were trying to do it in a hurry to maybe catch East Ascension off sides, but that did not happen. So now it's going to be 3rd down and about 2. Clock stops with 1:23. So this is time is running out for the Griffins. So 3rd and 2. Winfield. And at the sidelines, is the catch made? Don't think so.
Winfield's pass.
Incomplete.
He's incomplete. They bring up 4th down.
So now 4th down, and if they don't convert here, it's the ball game.
You got 4th and 2.
So there's Sampson, and he gets it, and then he goes outside, out of bounds. 30-yard line with 1:09 left to go.
Nice little play, little sprint draw kind of look.
And so
not as much movement as when Pyron was in there, a little more sprint out action.
Yeah. Winfield replaced Pyron in the 4th quarter. And the pass incomplete. Trying to get it to Tyler Adams.
Intended for Adams.
And so 2nd down and 10. And with 1:03 left to go in this game, I want to remind you next week we've got some good games that we're going to cover for the EATEL Game of the Week. Dutchtown is going to play at home against McKinley on Thursday, and then Friday, don't forget East Ascension at Woodlawn. Both of those are games of the week next week on EATEL. 2nd down and 10.
Dutchtown needs to throw that ball down the field.
And Langlois with the catch. It's methodical, but it's just slow right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, all the activities that happened here with homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you had Manuel and Sierra Dago, Jerry Eli, both in the Wall of Fame, Jody Fife, Lloyd Pinky Landry, Scott Murphy, and Tony Smith in the Athletic Hall of Fame. And the Ladd family, the Landry family, and the Marchand family for all their years of service and support to the EA athletic program.
And Winfield is going to hold it and get rolled out of bounds. And that's going to bring up 4th down, I think, unless they say he got the 1st down. Burfict took him out of bounds. It's 4th down and 2, and 47 seconds left. That clock just melting away.
Well, I hadn't even thought of this. I hope nothing has happened with Pyron.
Right.
You know,
you don't know. We haven't seen or heard anything.
He has probably had over 100 yards rushing tonight.
Yeah, he had a good game. 4th down, and it's dropped, incomplete, and that's going to do it. And East Ascension's going to get the ball, and they're going to win this game. So they're going to win homecoming on Dutchtown's field.
That might be a first.
Yep.
I'm talking about nationally a first.
Could be.
You know, I was wondering about, Tampa Bay when they played their first Super Bowl on their own home field, of how that would be. Super Bowl, you lose on your own home field.
Yeah, that would be unusual.
I'm going to tell you what, got some good football in this parish.
Yeah, it's and this was a good game. It was just too much EA in the second half, and Dutchtown had no answer, and Sampson just couldn't find the holes tonight and couldn't break free and make the big play when they needed it. And so they're taking a knee, and the clock's going to run out. And again, a reminder: next week, our EATEL game of the week. We got a doubleheader again. And it's going to be on Thursday night, McKinley at Dutchtown. So Dutchtown will be the home team at their own field. And then East Ascension's going to travel to Woodlawn, and that's going to be a fun game. And that's going to be a big measuring stick on where East Ascension is as a program. Because that's going to be, that could be for potentially second place depending on what happens in this district. So East Ascension is in a position where they can do some damage now, because they still have McKinley on the schedule. So, and they've already gotten through Catholic, so who knows?
Well, I'm gonna just tell you, Jeff. You got to play every week. You still have issues with the COVID and stuff like this. It's going to be an exciting end to this. I'm hoping, and I think it's going to happen. All of our teams in our parish on this side of the river are going to make the playoffs. I'm a little iffy on East Ascension only because they've only won 2 games this year. That's crazy to say that. But if things continue on for them, I would think that it would work out for them. I'm going to just tell you, what about our sideline camera?
That was wonderful tonight.
I'm just telling you, we kind of look like we're a TV operation, huh?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just telling you, if we get somebody with one of those big circular things, even if it doesn't work, put it on the sideline and we'll look. We might look like EATEL game of the week, huh?
Yep. Nolan had some great shots on that sideline, and thanks to everybody.
I mean, look, then, it just wasn't standing there. He did the whole homecoming thing, and Andre, you're the man.
Yeah.
You did a good job, buddy, and we appreciate everything.
So that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Again, doubleheader next week, as it's going to be McKinley at Dutchtown, followed by, on Friday, East Ascension at Woodlawn. So stay tuned for those. It's going to be a couple of good games next week. Our final score, East Ascension 35, Dutchtown 20. And that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. For everybody on the production team and for Coach Swack, I'm Jeff Porsche. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back next week. We've been watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.